Hello, hello.
Good to
What's
see you
happening?
all here tonight. Man, talk about a crazy week. Everybody has been everywhere this week. I'm seeing familiar faces every time I turn around on different channels. So just decided to grab a whole bunch of people from all over the awesome verse, dump them into one big pot and say, let's go live tonight and hang out and have fun.
It's a
So
stew.
just going around the table here, let's go ahead and start it off. Dawn, why don't you go ahead and say hey to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Dawn's fresh off of her first debut live stream on her channel tonight. If you have not seen it, the link to her channel is in the description. Make sure you go check her out, subscribe to the channel, and follow along.
Especially you, pop actor.
Oh, oh, it's been
That's right,
thrown
I'm
out
calling
there
you out.
now. All right. Then next to her, we got Thanos on the other side, returning in for another week of Ostradamus Toys Live.
You
He
guys
has
sick of me yet?
something. Never, not at all. Your beautiful face keeps all the people coming back each and every week. So he has something amazing to share with us this evening. And let's blow that up real quick here.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's right,
Oh,
folks. You're gonna see
yeah.
it here as soon as it wants to do that. The Legends of Dragonor early bird kit from Four Toys. Oh, so good. Then also joining us this evening for a bit, we have Bill from Weird Fantastic Toys coming in. As you see, he's got his toy
Hey
cam
guys.
up and ready to roll. So, Bill, I got to ask you a quick question, though. I see you got the NWO down there. Are you going to go
I
buy a
do.
bunch of the Randy Savage HWO figures from the Masters of the WWE Universe line so they can all be decked out in HWO Horde armor?
Thought about it, but probably not. I'm got an angle I'm going for here. Got the gray skull ring, found it in the pile of junk over here. We're gonna have wrestling, and we're gonna have the NWO come in and stink up the joint.
I love it. I love it. And then joining us hot this week, fresh from the Mythic meetup over on the West Coast, Brick Something in the House, folks. And he's even sent me a couple of videos to get us started and show off what he was up to this evening.
Yeah. Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to share. I literally just drove home, got in, logged on, and I'm happy to share because I had a great time. Is anybody else hearing an echo or is that just me?
I heard it.
I am
Yeah.
hearing a bit of an
It's
echo.
there. I don't know where it's from.
See if it's
Who
me.
has their speakers going?
Is it me?
Is it me?
Can you?
Talking. I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're
It like comes in,
Well,
comes
I
out.
usually
Hello,
my
check,
mic
check, check.
is me. I want to make sure it's not me.
all right. Whenever we
Just
have
want to make
big,
sure it's not just the voices in my head. Just checking.
I think you're safe there, Brick, because if
I
it were
hear
just
It's all
in
right.
your
If
head,
the voices in the head, we'll talk about them in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right.
that's right. We'll have to sit you
Sit down
down on
for
some toy
a
therapy.
session.
Live, you never know what will
Speaking of toy
happen.
therapy,
Rick says there's women voices in his head.
we have Aaron from Payne's Toy Samples joining us as well again this week. And he is fresh off of his second episode of Toy Therapy, where he had Chris from Shiny Plastic People sitting on the couch. What an amazing episode. It was phenomenal. Just sit back, listen to, hear about all the comic talk, toy talk. It was phenomenal.
Thank you. Trying to do something a little different, bring a little happiness, a little joy. It's overdue.
You are doing a fantastic job. So tonight I'm going to try to speed through the chat here as it's exploded, gotten away from me, and I'll probably never catch up. And of course, I'm running a little slower tonight here. We got Anryu in the house. He's first up this evening. he beat out Rick this evening, so there's going to be some fighting over that. Duchess of Darkness to join. Eldor jumping in as dominant. Then after that, we've got figuratively speaking in the house, fresh off of a hard day of work. Thank you for being here, John. My buddy's Customs, always a pleasure to see you in the house. May not be the lone sheriff in town anymore. He's got some good backup. Some deputies and regulators have been mounted up after last week's shenanigans.
Oh, good.
And we have this sweet damsel in here pulling double duty on the live and in the chat. Wow. Speaking Moistly has joined us as well. Always love saying his name, knowing everybody's cringing about it. And Big Sis Carol is also here, jumping in. Oh my gosh, I wish my computer would hurry up tonight. It is running extra slow. Scott Baker has joined us. We got one of these riffraff troublemakers hanging out in the chat as well, pulling double duty up here on screen, but I love it. I love all the in-talking with everybody. Star is also joined us this evening once it allows me to select Star's comment and bring them up. Always good to have you. We're going to be doing some Mythic Pop and Swap tonight, Star. You're going to be in heaven, I'm sure. And of course, there'll be all kinds of Mythic Legions talk throughout because of what they've been going on this month. Huge sale, epic vote going on. If you haven't seen it yet, Highly Articulated Adam did a great job highlighting a lot of the votes and everything like that, and just really made me realize how much the new poster for the vote with the alumni and everything that got going on, how much it looks like a Mortal Kombat character select screen. Emerald Knight Photos in the house joining us this evening. He was just live streaming with another brother of the channel, Eternian Ellipse, earlier talking about WWE Backlash this weekend and their predictions. Fantastic. Love it. And again, you got to watch out for this one. He's a wild man, partying all over YouTube, getting around just about as much as myself these days. Bill in the house joining us. Allison Troy in the house as well. Always another welcome addition in the chat and on the show. Skelevator here, jumping in with an apology for missing the live stream when it happened, but he will definitely be watching it. And there we go. Dawn is on her way to getting over like 100 views on her first live stream, which anybody sitting in this panel can tell you how hard it is to get those kind of numbers on your first live stream in the first 24 hours at that. It's going to blow up.
I've got a feeling it's because she looks prettier than I do.
Well, I mean, she certainly looks a lot better than me.
Views on my first live stream, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So we've got this riffraff also again hanging out in the chat. He's such an Ozhole, and he's here every week. God. All right, and keep scrolling down, making sure, see if I didn't miss anybody. We got Highly in Dread also joining us. Check out his channel if you haven't already. The man is really trying to put in the work, getting out all the videos and the work these weeks, man. He's doing a great job. Good to have you here, brother. Adam from Radical Toys also joining in as well. Good to see you, brother. Glad to have you here. Silver K has come to play, everybody. You know what's going to happen. It gets crazy when she's in the chat. Woo! And Pop Actor finally showing up. Good to have you here, Pop Actor. Always a pleasure to see you, brother. Pop Actor. Can Bill smoke on your channel? Look, man, this is like the 80s around here, okay? You can smoke wherever you like, all right? Nobody cares about secondhand smoke. What is that? That's not a thing. I guess through virtual, wouldn't it be like third-hand smoke or whatever? All right, I do see people saying we got some echo going on. Echo was gone. Hopefully, it's not too bad. I'm also hoping it's not my microphone. All right. Well, we will see how it goes. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. And of course,
I muted myself to see if it was mine, but it's not. So
I see. Later, I'll mute myself because people
No,
are
no,
probably tired of hearing my voice. All right. So smack that like, y'all. Thank you, Caleb. Really appreciate it. Ah, gotta love a name like this. Playing with my 3.75, saying hello, everyone. Good to have you here. Just hope you got control of that 3.75 inches. I know that's a heavy duty equipment. All right, folks. So, how are we all feeling this evening? How's everybody doing?
Good.
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 Excellent, excellent. There is no real topic for tonight. It is free form. We've all had adventures this week. I think Brick probably had the most exciting adventure of all this week.
Yeah. I definitely had an exciting adventure today. So yeah.
Yep.
Do
I
tell.
don't think my single target run that I just stopped on the way back to pick up this. I don't think that qualifies as exciting.
Was that
man.
Baron?
Depends on what
Tell
happened
us
at Target.
man.
Yeah.
Buzzed.
Jeez.
You got like some magic special effects going on there, Bill, today, man. I did. I had a great time. For folks that, yeah. Should we go into it now, or? Sorry, just like
man.
I'm not picking up on social cues
you know what?
today. I'm socially exhausted.
It's all good, brother. Let's do it. All right. Which one do
Yeah.
you want me to start off with? Like the overview of the whole scene, or do you want to go to the specific table that you stopped at?
Well, I guess first, just, you kind of mentioned it, like, you and I do Legions class. So Mythic Legions is a thing that both you and I are sort of like starting to get into. I've been into it. I think I got my first figure in February of last year, was it? So if you know anything about sort of like the Legions or, see, I'm hearing my echo. Sorry, I hear the sound of my voice and things freeze. Anyway, so they're based out, the Four Horsemen who started this company are based out of New Jersey. And so they do a lot of shows out on the East Coast, and, like, it's just amazing. I will watch this stuff online and I'm kind of like, wow, I wish I could be there. It's hard. I could, but airfare, hotel, and then however much money you're going to end up spending at these things, right? So on the Cabal, they Walter Hagen, who does a Cabal, decided like, hey, we're going to try and do sort of like a West Coast ambassador kind of thing. And so they did a little sort of West Coast Mythic meetup today. It's the very first one here. And so they've got folks out here that are like real friendly with the brand. And so they threw this together up in Sacramento at a toy shop that, like, I don't know, does anybody ever watch those, that Nacelle show, what is it, that toy store near you? Yeah. So in Sacramento, there's Toy Fusion, and I've seen it all the time, and I'm like, I got to go check it out someday. I just never have. Turns out that's where it was going to be at. So it was kind of like 2 in 1, right? I got to go to my first like in-person Mythic Legions meetup, meet other Mythic fans, meet folks from the Cabal, meet Walter. Nate Barch is going to be there. Nate Barch of Masters of the Universe and all sorts of other toy line art fame. Who else was there? Is the Wiz, who does the Adam Power channel. Like these folks that I've sort of been watching and really been into. So folks are great, man. Everyone was great. You hear this all the time, right? As we like when Jesse and Sean and them are talking about how great the community is. And when we're on the Cabal, folks are super nice. Totally true. At least from my tiny little experience, like it was just great. And I'll admit, like this is a little bit toy therapy there, Aaron. Like I'm going to this thing, and I was planning on leaving by a certain time. Then I start to get a little shy, and I get all those weird voices in my head, like, oh man, it's gonna be weird. I don't know anyone. I'm going by myself. It's real, right? But got there, and like folks are great, super nice. And I guess that's like kind of the setup. And it was small. It was really kind of like this little venue. It was like in a strip mall. I don't know. Probably you could maybe fit like maybe 50 people in the little kind of venue, multiple rooms. So what you're gonna, I guess that first video, if you want to show the sort of around the halls, kind of like that first main room, and you can kind of just check it out.
Let's go ahead and bring that
Check
up
out the
here.
scene.
This one is a little bit modified because the head actually looks kind of big. So I just open the outside of that a little bit, just to enhance the base and make it smaller. And then I open up the holes on the side. I might come back. I need to buy some custom seats because these are forms also. Yeah. A lot of
So that's kind of the scene, really small, real chill, like family vibes too. Some of them brought their kids, and then you saw there towards the center, like piles of Legion's figures from the Horsemen. So they're selling at their show prices. So you're talking like Legion builders at like $30 and other figs at 40. So, and you know how it is. You're just like, oh, those prices are too good. And you end up buying things that you really shouldn't, but you do anyway. And yeah, I came home with some stuff, but it was just really cool to kind of be there, meet people. David Williams was there, as another amazing customizer that I love, artist, tattoo artist. So anyway, that was it.
Right.
And I'd love to sort of just share what I ended up picking up, and then maybe share some photos too, I guess. What was the other? I'm just trying to remember. Oh yeah, sorry. For real, like it actually takes a lot. Yeah, and it takes a lot. Like I don't know, maybe other people are like better at it than I am, but like I said, it's kind of hard to get out of the house knowing I'm going to be there just meeting strangers, even though I've seen these people online. And then
Right.
I'm a little bit exhausted just from like saying hello to people and socializing. And so I figured, hey, why not jump online and do that with a bunch of more people?
Right?
But virtually.
With the safety barrier of a screen,
The safety of my own home.
It's still draining, though. I think you, Adam, and I all talked about that.
That's right.
Aaron was there. Like, when you are an introvert and you try to do these extroverted things,
yeah,
people just don't realize. And I think a lot of people in this community may realize, because one of the reasons that I've come across with many, many people I've talked to is the reason we still love toys so much. We all bonded with our toys as opposed to maybe necessarily larger social circles.
Mm-hmm.
And, we all have that in common. And now we've all met each other here in this virtual space where we can socialize. It's not as draining. But I got to tell you, man, when I go through these weekends where I'm like hitting this channel this day, this channel that day, and then I got another channel I'm hitting tomorrow, that drains me. Like, it really saps it out of me.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Especially
my job, I have to be on like all day. We have like 170 something patients in the building. I'm interacting with most of them every day, and I get home just like, oh.
Yep. So you reach for the nearest action figure who's going to be a little more chill with you. Yeah.
Your own personal therapy.
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely. Friday nights over on Payne's Toy Samples.
That's right. Everybody's coming in for some therapy.
Yeah, we'll be talking.
So Thanos has got a Purplore right there. They were selling
I
Purplore
can
for
do it.
40, I want to say.
That is half the price that I paid.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. Well,
Hold up that gorgeousness, by the way, because we all love some kitty in here.
Yeah, he's
But
cool.
look at that awesome, like Masters of the Universe Panther tribute figure.
I love it.
Yeah, he's cool.
Absolutely.
I like him. I don't even regret that I paid, a bunch for him.
There are no regrets when it comes to Mythic. Like, there's really not.
But it's true, like Thanos is saying, like I went there and sort of saw what was on the table and what they were charging, and I was like, oh my God. I'm just like thinking about what I paid. Oh yeah, what did I pay? Oh man.
My sister's
so I just want
wondering-
to say,
You have that moment
like, I
of
just want to
you
say
didn't
that's
bring
why
enough
it's a
money?
big deal. No. I just
money.
no. There are figures that I'd already had that, like, that I had paid way more for, and I think I just want to highlight for folks who get to go to the shows, like that's amazing. I think that's actually probably part of the draw, right? You are paying for travel and all that, so you're getting these awesome prices.
Yeah.
But I was just, that's the first of its kind out here, and I don't know. I'm hoping there will be more. I hope they do well. They're going to be there tomorrow for anybody who happens to be out here in California. So today was like the main. Today was the main sort of Mythic meetup, but tomorrow they're all going to be there selling their stuff because at Toy Fusion they do kind of a monthly toy swap meet, which is cool. Like, again, I didn't really know about it, so I'm going to try and be out there next month and try and hang out, meet people, maybe cover it for the channel and sell some stuff. So
I think that would be great. I heard something that sounded like breakage in somebody's background.
I heard that too.
My dog sneezed. He's got allergies. I did give him a half a Benadryl a little while ago, but he
Gotcha. I just heard it almost sounded like glass breaking. I was like, somebody's collection this way. So,
yeah. So
K-Roll.
I'll share. Do you want to what's that?
Well, I was going to say, K-Roll was asking if anybody recognized you with your new celebrity status now.
Yeah, I think when I sat in my car, I looked in the mirror and I was like, "Oh, hey, I know that guy from YouTube."
That guy. He's famous, right?
No, I mean,
totally
but I did meet people there who like we knew by name, right, on the Cabal or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, hey," but no. Anyway,
right.
But it was really
So,
cool to
do you
kind
wanna
of meet
show
people,
off-
like I said, people that I know.
Exactly. People you've never actually met, but you've talked to for like
Right.
a year now, months
Right.
now. And it's like you finally get to meet them in person, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. I'm looking forward to having some of that later this year. Trying to get the Power Con still, trying to get the Legions Con. Well, Legions Con's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen.
Well, that's part of why I was like, I want to jump on tonight and do what I can to like join the chorus. I know I'm not the only one saying this, but man, Oz, if you do have an opportunity, go, because I think it's it's amazing, and you're gonna be able to meet like way more folks than.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
I'm going to be filming like everything I can. As a matter of fact, in June coming up, there is the Timonium Toy Show here in Baltimore, Maryland. I will
Timonium.
definitely be going that and trying to tour around meeting. Yeah, I was going to say this one's coming along with. She's going to see what kind of cool 80s stuff that we can dig out from all over the place. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to doing that.
That's awesome.
All right. So we have here another video.
Yeah.
And this one like I saw it and I immediately recognized whose table this was before you even got to like that point. I was like, oh, I know who this is. And fell in love with this next video clip we have here, guys. This one's a little bit shorter, but I think everybody's going to recognize this one pretty quickly.
Yeah, you step into the There you go.
It's 9.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, that's Nate Barch's table. Nate Barch, who was selling those prints, as you could see, for $20. Solid paper that I want to hang up and just sort of got the signature along with the embedded one, but just really cool art. This is a person that we've all seen. Like, I know we talk Masters a lot on your channel, on our channels, Masterverse, a lot of those early Masterverse boxes are Nate's. This is the Castle Grayskull from from Classics. People were there bringing in their boxes. No, is this from Origins?
No, that's not the
Oh,
Origins one. Origins
Okay.
one's flipped the other way. Very similar though.
Yeah, because Origins is
That
flipped
one
the other direction.
shows the other wall of the castle that we never ever get to see, but that artwork is beautiful.
Yeah, this side of the wall. So, but he did the Origins one as well, and
Yes.
right, the box, and yes, of course he did, because people were bringing in that to get signed, and it was really cool. And then you just hang out, and really, like, it was so small. If I can just sort of share some pics real quick, you can kind of get a sense of like how small this is. And again, this might not be what you might end up over seeing at Legion's Con per se, because that looks super crowded. But there's me with Nate Barch, which is awesome. Happy to kind of
Hang on a
meet
sec here,
him
let
and
me
sort
get
of
it.
see his work. Oops.
Got it added up here. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, it's in there. My cheese and grin. Eee, look, I'm next to someone super talented. No, his stuff is just amazing. And we were talking art, talking family. Really, it was really cool. Just
Yeah.
where do you get to do that? Where do you get the opportunity to do that? Here, I'll go back a little. Start here.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on.
oh, is it? It's on, right?
Yeah. You're up.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's the origins,
There
right
it is.
behind it. God, that's so good looking, man. And he even just sort of talking about the art and some of the things that he throws in there. He was, sort of sharing stories like, the Skeletor from New Eternia, He-Man, the back sort of portrait. He's standing in like this burnt up forest. And he was telling me, yeah, this was at a time when, where I live, like we're having a bunch of forest fires, and I was just sort of like seeing all these like burned up areas, and I thought that would make sense for Skeletor. And there were a couple of stories like that, where he's kind of giving me the stories of what was on those boxes, which was awesome. And then there's Walter, who is the creator and sort of the ultimate moderator of this community, really,
Right.
on Facebook and the Mythic Legions Cabal. Was there sort of representing the Four Horsemen, selling that stuff, selling the figs. Walk in. This is, again, it's kind of like a strip mall. So it's outside of the storefront. People got tables. This is actually Is of Atom Power YouTube channel. And he had this for folks who know. This is a character from upcoming Cosmic Legions.
Yep.
That apparently his sculpt was also featured in an HBO Succession episode recently, or to come. I'm not sure. I don't watch it, so. But this thing is amazing. We've got down here a test shot, just kind of sitting there. You see these things online, right? And
Right.
I don't know, ton of classics for sale, and at
There
and
we go.
also
The name
what's that?
Thygor.
Yeah, yep. Just the paint on this is just amazing.
It's gorgeous.
Again, hanging out. The owner of the store, Toy Fusion, took this while we were just having a chat, and he texted to me. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. This is here." Dope. We were kind of just talking about like all his stuff. Like one of his things is like really trying to rep Mexican culture and Mexica culture, and he creates all these different figures, Aztec backgrounds, Mayan stuff, and it's cool. Nate, you kind of see the room. Again, me geeking, because I'm like, oh, we're hanging out. There's me geeking. Me with Walter. Walter the Mad.
Right.
And in the back there, you'll see Eric LeBron, amazing customizer as well. Really cool to meet and talk to. And over here,
Plugging Nikki Nicole.
Yep, he'd brought some Nikki Nicole heads that I didn't end up buying anything I wanted to, but got limits. Didn't have these shirts. They had shirts like the one you're wearing, Oz, but they apparently they sold in the first hour, and I didn't get there in time. But I guess some people, kind of just came, and there were a bunch of folks early on. Mike, don't know how familiar folks are with his stuff. He does a ton of awesome Motu customs, but also a lot of Mythic Legion stuff, particularly dwarves. That's his thing. But he does dwarves, skeletons, and you get a sense of like, I did not buy this, but it looked amazing. I wish I could a lot of these, but it's always like, ooh, do I get that or do I get a couple of other things, right? But check him out. He's over here on Instagram. If you give him a follow, cool stuff. He Mike 83.
There you go, folks. Definitely give them a follow.
And just check this stuff out. Like Oz
Gorgeous.
and whoever else is going to be going. Thanos, are you going to Legion's Con?
Nah.
No.
If I would have
Yeah,
had the weekend off, I probably would have gone to that meetup. But still working weekends for the next few weeks.
Yeah. This stuff's cool, man. Just like, getting these parts, painting them up. You see some D&D, LJN, Fig tributes here.
I was going to say, even towards the back there, a little bit more to the right, looks like some more Gauntlet right back there
Yep,
with
right
the Green
here.
Dwarf. Yeah, Gauntlet Legend.
Gauntlet or Golden Axe, either one, I guess.
Yeah,
if
you know what?
remember
That's what I
Gauntlet.
meant. Golden Axe.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. Oh, there's
Look at
my
these
party.
guys.
The skeletons.
There's your party.
Sorry.
I wish I'd taken more of. I thought I'd taken pictures of everything, but I was just so caught up in the meeting people thing that Eric LeBron had some amazing skeletons that I totally was thinking about getting, but again, customs. He was selling them for. Again, you saw a $200 thing. To be real clear, like folks work on these for hours, and this stuff is just one-off custom stuff. So, well worth it. Like 200, even to me, is like, I don't know, for a one-off work of art.
It's pricey, but you're right. It's a one-of-a-kind work of art. Most of these are not mass. When it's a whole figure like this, it's not a mass-produced thing for one of these customizers.
Yeah,
they may do like a.
Oh
yeah. Bill, are you at all familiar with Mythic Legions, or not really?
I pay attention when people show off on their channels, but I don't collect them.
Yeah, they're just as articulated as this one I'm holding. They're full on.
I was gonna say this guy right here is one of them, and like his articulation is. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick. So, Bill, why didn't it go solo layout? Here we go. This guy right here. This is one of the new pieces I got from. Okay,
awesome.
Now it wants to keep playing with me.
Yeah, and I'll leave it alone. There you go.
There. One of the ones that I got from Cool Uncle Sean this past week. But yeah, they are fully articulated. I mean, the armor with the helmet kind of cuts down on that movability, but that's the other great part because you just go ahead and pop that pauldron off, and now he's, good to go. And it's a tight joint, so like he can really do that. Like you can almost have these guys do like the toe stands from ballet, and like you're talking that full freaking Sparta kick right here. Like he's getting it up there.
Those are amazing figures.
I agree.
They really are.
I got in with Figure Obscura with the Headless Horseman. Again, Sean's probably been my number one enabler for Mythic Legions right now, but as putting that in my hand.
There's a couple of you in my enabler for that concern.
I was going to say, it's spreads.
Just telling you. I got two people in this right now. Right there. You two, Rick.
Don, Bill, you guys selling Payne some Mythic Legions? Is that what's happening?
Well, I was going to say. Yeah, it's not us. It's totally these other guys. But
sure. The only one we're missing is Adam. And then once we get Adam here, then we'll have everybody to the
He'll swing by a little bit later. He said he was a bit busy, but he
okay.
There you go.
I don't know how I feel about
bronchitis.
I don't know how I feel about it. It comes off like really easy.
What is it?
The flocking just comes off.
Oh,
really
well,
that's
there
flocking
too.
all over my desk.
Yeah.
Flocking horrible, right?
He's one of those ones where it's like you buy him and you put him off to the side, leave him in his own little.
You stick him on a stand and put him on a shelf because you don't want to be moved. Everything's coming off.
Yeah, I barely touched mine since I got him. I think he looks cool, but every time I mess with him, I get a little bit off, and I'm like, okay. He does look good.
He's spreading a seed.
Yeah.
Here is
more ways than one.
Emerald Knight was mentioning that my little gladiator looks quite familiar, but that's because after watching Legion's class, I think Legion's class is probably one of those number one enabling shows. If you guys haven't gotten into Mythic Legions yet, our show tends to get people hooked, it seems. So we certainly tend to get people a lot, um, with that going on here. Now, Bill, I know you are on limited time this evening. Why don't
Yeah,
you
that's
tell us all what's going on over at your channel?
okay. Well, not this past week, but the week before, uh, I did a few test streams, and I finally figured out what's going on with my freezing issues over here. It's not my equipment; it was actually my internet connection. I
Mm.
thought I had a pretty good one with my cable provider, and I was going to try to upgrade that, but I had to call them to get it upgraded. Well, last week I got a new Patreon supporter. That would be Anthony Motu Joneser. Shout out to him. If you haven't subscribed to him, you're wrong. And he told me, he said, now that I have started supporting you, you're gonna have to upgrade your internet bill. And I'm like, okay, well, he's calling me out here. But when I got home from work that afternoon, I called up the cable company, and my modem is not up to speed, but I could still upgrade to a better package. And with the new modem, it would be even faster. But with the speeds that I got off this, and I did a series of test streams over the past week, and those were fun too. If you want to watch those, I left them up there to get the viewing hours, which I need. Anyway, everything's working out pretty good over here. I'm not freezing up. No more max headroom. Blah 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 blah. So I'm pretty good. And I got a show coming up tonight. We're going to look at Rick Steiner's freak show workout video, the Big Papa Pump workout video. This thing has to be seen to be believed. And yes, I'm gonna try to show excerpts from that thing on the show. We've got more shenanigans coming up for the late show. We always do crazy stuff on the late show. And then tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to do the hangout. We're gonna unbox these WWE Masters of the WWE Universe figures and Superstars figures that I just recently got. So got a lot of show going on over here, trying to keep things going. Motu Jones has been joining me to guest co-host. I might even have Sir Clifton come in tonight from Attorney and Ellipse. All great channels. If you haven't subscribed to these people, you're just wrong.
It's true. It's true. We are definitely trying to, build up everybody's community and all like that. I want to see everybody succeed. So if there is anybody involved with this show or anybody who has been mentioned tonight that you have not checked out, please certainly check out their channels. I am working on a revamp of my channel where I'm going to have several different tabs. And coming up soon, I'll probably do a live stream where I share that. Where if you're on my channel, you go into these recommended tabs, there's going to be categories for guys who are just starting out, who don't even have 100 to like 500 subscribers. Heck, even I belong in that. I'm not even up to 500 yet. But we're going to keep going around. We're going to try to build up the community. So this way, if you realize you are not subscribed to somebody on that particular tab, get in there, subscribe to these people. We're trying to get everybody as close to 1,000 and over as we can. It takes a lot of work, but this is a fantastic community we're all involved in. Just look at the legends we got here tonight, not just on screen, but hanging out in our chat. You got a Punk with Toys in here right now. Lawrence has a great channel doing tons of live content, doing really good shows. If you guys aren't subscribed, go check him out. I'm going to be adding him up to one of my tabs. My buddy's Customs, another fantastic channel right here, doing great work, putting out more content. Master Versal Toy Hunter, another big one. Like, I love the fact that I see not just so many people who are here watching me in this, but I'm seeing other members of this amazing online YouTube community joining in, other content creators coming here and hanging out, and let's band together, raise each other up, and really put a dent into getting these. I know this week on Toy Frenzy, Skelly just recently broke 1,000 subscribers. And, as any of us know who are content creators, your goal may not to be monetized. I really don't ever care if I get to the point where I'm a monetized channel, but it's certainly fun trying to get there. And one of those things that you need is 4,000 public watch hours of time, and that's probably one of the more difficult things to do because not everybody's sitting here doing a 5-hour live stream like I do.
I'm gonna say it's like 10 of your shows, Oz.
Right.
Hey,
So Skelly, he was getting just shot. He's hitting a little low on that 4,000 public watch hours. So I dropped a challenge this week. I said everybody needs to go to Skelly's playlists, start watching the episodes of Toy Frenzy that we started doing last July, and really bumping up those watch hours. He hit me up earlier tonight. He's less than 300 watch hours away from hitting that 4,000 mark. So Thanos, I know you said you were on top of this helping out.
Yeah, I've had him on play since that last Toy Frenzy, just on another monitor.
Excellent.
And let me interject there. If you think you're subscribed to someone, go check your subscriptions because YouTube has a bad habit of unsubscribing people.
True.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple times. Like, I thought I was subscribed to this person. Guess not.
I specifically remember subscribing to Bill 3 times already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed that. And at first I would look at my stats and I'd go, "Oh, people are unsubscribing to me. What have I done wrong?" And it's not that. It's just that YouTube just comes in and just randomly unsubscribes people every once in a while because it's broken.
Yep. So definitely, guys, if you think you're subscribed, go back and double check and make sure you are, because everybody's working hard putting out this content. We all talk about the fact that we love how many of our channels we go through and we end up seeing the same names across the board. That's one of the coolest things ever, is catching so many of the same people across the different channels, because that means they're all watching all of our stuff, and that's fantastic. Jeremy J here saying
I got the wrong brother. I enjoyed being over here today. Hope to see you maybe later tonight. We'll see everybody later. Good journey, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, Bill. You are welcome anytime,
Good
my
to see
friend.
you, Bill.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Later, Bill.
I just wanted to say, when this stream ends, we're gonna start doing this channel surfing thing where if you still got steam in you after watching me go for the next couple hours, we're all gonna jump over to Bill's channel and we're gonna do some channel surfing as we can, just to really help out and catch the content across the different channels. It's a lot of fun. So Jeremy J here promoting next Thursday, gonna be wild. Make sure to check out Animal Warriors of the Podcast. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. We next week, Skelly, myself, and Bobby kind of all have some stuff going on, and we are actually not going to be. It's going to be the first time since it has started that we are not going to do an episode of Toy Frenzy.
Perfect.
So
AWOC podcast.
I was going to say there's an AWOC podcast. However, it depends on what time that goes on, because although I won't be doing Toy Frenzy next week,
What time is that?
Dom at Toy Domination
is
having myself and fellow Legions class instructor Jesse Arnold, who just shelved it, are going to be going back to play some games. So if you want to watch
awesome
grown-ass men playing with their toys again, because it's fun as hell, you are going to come out and watch us. But we are definitely going to be trying to hit this up too, because AWOC is the shiz.
Isn't playing with our toys the whole
That's yeah.
At the heart of it?
That's over. Just to be real clear, the AWOC podcast, that's going to be over on Kato's Collection. If you're not familiar with that channel, KATO. Check that out Thursday.
Let me go ahead and start bringing it up so we can drop.
And I forget.
Bud, I know you're out there, man, in the chat. If you could pull that up, brother, drop that link. Please do.
I wonder if we'll be seeing some AWOC game action by
I'm hoping
authority
so. I
hope
figure.
so.
I wonder.
Yeah,
Just wondering.
I went and bought the slates today, Brick. I put them on my pre-order
nice.
list to be glad, and all of the. I went ahead and got 3 more.
You're talking. What do they call them?
I
what
just
are
call
they
them
called?
blanks.
The Feral Beasties or whatever. Yeah. Which ones did you
blank
get?
Ones, the ones that don't have any armors and
What color?
All of
The gray. Oh,
all of them.
nice.
I'm sorry.
Well done. Well done.
You know how I am.
Yep.
It's worse than Lay's.
Well,
Bud is
yes,
on
and
point.
it's great for this awesome indie toy company who's doing some really cool things. They have for all the Masters of the Universe fans I know of that are here on this channel. There's one of those Feral Beasties, those blanks that totally looks like a Beast Man. Sort of. I got 2 of them to kind of be some of Beast Man's troops.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to. After I decided, I molded it over and I was like, forget it. I'm just going to do it. It's not that much. They were $21.99 a piece. Yeah, you buy a weapons kit, but even if you didn't get the weapons kit, I mean, you got weapons that'll fit with them. That's the good thing about this
If
game.
you got them from Masterverse, Origins, Mythic Legions, all those figures are going to work.
It's nice because then you have all this crossover with your weapons.
Yep. Here's some more of the stuff that I picked up. This is painted by David Williams, but the sculpt sold by Wolf King Customs.
That is cool.
Focus,
right?
camera.
Curtis Ackerman, a big part of the Wolf King Customs community.
He totally looks like this head. Totally looks like my cousin, actually. So I'm going to show him that. Very cool. This is on a. Interestingly enough, I just opened this figure.
God.
Is that
God?
the Barbarian Legions builder?
Did you say he kind of looks like God?
Zod, Superman.
Oh,
Zod.
I'm just like, oh, that's cool. I was
like Terrence Stamp Zod.
Gotcha. He does look like Zod. He does look like Zod. I was like, no, this isn't the D13's figure. No. This is a deluxe Legion builder, like the one you got, right, Oz?
That is this homeboy who I will actually be doing customizing on this guy tonight.
Can you zoom in on his belt
what?
or just bring it closer?
Yes, totally. Let me go full screen here.
There's a reason. I'm going to show you.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, so do you see that his belt buckle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so on mine, I just opened this. And
I'm going to give
my
you
belt
full screen.
buckle's missing.
Oh, no kidding. For real?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I'm pretty sure it's not in the packaging, but
I did
I'm
not
sure
realize that even came out.
I'll be able to mention it on the Cabal or even Four Horsemen. Someone will just
Somebody's going to be able to
that's
give
how
that to
people
you.
are.
Speaking of how awesome people are for sending things, Brick, you sent me a certain package due to a little wardrobe mishap.
That's right.
That came this past week. Totally got that in, so I'll be getting that boxed out or boxed up and shipped out. We could work that system a little.
That's unacceptable. So you're talking about your Evil Lynn that had a broken cape. I'm like, no. We have to fix that. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, fortunately, we have ways of fixing these things. All right, so before I even get into opening up some of my other toys, one of the things I definitely wanted to do, actually, before that, Thanos, you have been dying to show off this early bird kit. Nolan is here now, so we have to get this out. I'm going to give you some full screen property here because you need the real estate for that big old thing. And
I don't know how I'm going to show it off with my limited space, but
a lot of us have been waiting to see anything more Legends of Dragonor.
While you're open,
I haven't opened it up yet.
Nice. This is fresh. So when did it come in?
Came in today while I was at work.
And how long ago did you pre-order that thing? It's been a while, right?
I don't even know.
2
Been a
years.
while, yeah.
Ever since, like, I was already looking at those right around the time I got back into like doing Origins and stuff. And then, like, I didn't realize how many other people were already looking at it too until I started talking with Thanos and Nolan both about them. I mean, sadly, they are a little too rich for my blood. I can't. As much as I want to get behind it, and I probably will at some point, but this is
That's
just
really
so
cool.
amazing. And I love that
Yeah,
Ornitor figure too. Like, oh man.
So this kit has what? Which figures?
It doesn't actually have any figures. It's the
This
cardboard
is just the
dungeon.
cardboard, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're doing Star Wars style. I love it. Bring me back to
Palette
not
toy
me.
stuff.
I wasn't
Actually-
born yet. That was my brother who was alive when the action figures weren't ready yet. They sent people the early bird kits, the cardboard.
Right. Dawn, this is something like right out of what we would see from like your channel with
whole
a
pop-out
vintage play
thing,
set
so
where
like, let's see what
that
I'm
thing
doing
is
with that, yeah.
massive. Holy
Yeah, it is.
crap.
Ah, that dragon head. Look at that. Man.
I'm just looking down and realizing that Aaron's opening up some stuff on his end, and that crackle is more him than you. I thought that was just the
Yeah.
sound of that place.
So it's got this, and this whole thing like pops out, and it's got like side walls here and a little inside area behind the rib cage door. Which I really
So
hope
cool.
they make this playset at some time. Just looks really cool. But then I've got the art, and then it came with the little cardboard versions of the characters so you can set up. So I'll probably be taking some pictures with these over the next few days. But these are the little cardboard,
Oh my god, those look
Versions of them.
so good.
and they have like stands.
Would you mind flipping that upside
is
down
great.
too? That
Yeah, I'll,
character in the. Oh, cool. Oh, these designs are so cool.
Yeah, I wish I would have been able to get the PowerCon versions of it. I couldn't justify the shipping to myself, and I've had a few extra bills lately that weren't just toys, and that was kind of frustrating too. So
That one right there in the middle, man, with its
Yeah.
it's like Malaysian and Thai kind of influence. I love it.
yeah, he looked like Web Store. It was the
Mhm.
design for him, but I actually really like the redesigned version too.
Me
The only
too.
redesign I wasn't. Oh, he came off. The only redesign that I wasn't like
Yeah.
100% on was her, because I wanted the Shirella, but I do think she looks pretty cool still.
Yeah, that headdress. Whew.
Yeah. But yeah, these are cool.
She looks
I
very
will definitely be
sorceress.
popping these guys out and taking some pictures with the castle and stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and it's like super glossy. I'm sure you could tell because like it's like reflecting my screen and stuff.
Hopefully that's not going to be an issue with taking the photos.
I'm always kind of fighting the light, but and then there's like a little cave on the side on this wall.
Okay. For Modi to go to. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's got like a little dungeon on this side wall.
Loving it.
Yeah, really happy to have this. I can't wait to get the figures.
It would be amazing if they made that into a playset. Oh,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. The PowerCon stuff came with some cardboard dios too. Like it was really tempting. I just couldn't.
Well, the shipping
now.
on those was pretty insane. That's what Nolan's mentioning here to you. And I heard that across the board from a lot of people that it was like
It was
the shipping.
$93 to ship to California.
Yeah.
So
Where was it shipping from? Italy?
wherever it was PowerCon, so it was wherever PowerCon is.
No, so I
yeah.
don't think so. I think they're all shipping them from the companies. That's why it was so expensive. So like I tried to get an AWOC. Look at that. I tried to get the AWOC one, and then I added the Mythic Legions one, and basically, I think like I don't know. I'm assuming, I might be wrong, that Mythic, the Mythic Legion stuff would be coming from Jersey, and then the AWOC stuff would be coming from Louisiana, because at least per the prices, I don't know. That's kind of what I assume. I might be wrong, but
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that it was really expensive. So.
Oh, see you, Don.
So it wasn't. Yeah, that shipping
Bye,
wasn't.
Don.
I was gonna say, guys, Dawn had to leave us here, and it was amazing having her on. Her live stream earlier today, doing that mystery box for the '80s, was really cool. Seeing a lot of neat stuff in there. A lot of memories get brought back when looking through like those old Topps cards and everything. Really great work, and it's fantastic. I love her becoming even a bigger part of this community, and we all know that nostalgia kick well. So her channel is going to have a lot of great content for all of us. I wanted to go out and get some Aquanet just to do my hair for the stream, but I ran out of time.
Oh, Aquanet. You don't know how much fun my brother and I had when he showed me. He's older than I am. He taught me the homemade blowtorch trick.
Oh, yeah. Well, like Dawn was showing off the cards of the trolls. What do you think happened to most of their hair?
Yeah, I got kicked out of a math class for doing that trick.
Oh, shoot. Those are cool. So, so how does that work? How does the early bird thing work? You get it if you had pre-ordered?
Yeah, it was a little bit extra on the full in to get that. But so I'm definitely I want to set it up with the castle. So
you did get a full in.
I'm completely backed, and I will most likely do that for most of the waves.
So then, what was different with the PowerCon offering?
The PowerCon were recolors of Oscuro and Barbaro and
Barbaro, Oscuro, and the genie, the Aladdin.
Yeah, dude. I can't remember his name.
Neither can I.
So it was like different colors of those, and like I said, it came with some cardboard Dio stuff. And
I gotta say, I almost wanted to just get the green and pink Obscuro. He was looking incredible with that coloration, and we all know those are some of my favorite colors: the purple, the pink, the green. Oh man,
that's awesome. And when are those figures expected in?
I honestly don't know. I kind of thought we'd have them by now, but there's been delays, and
it's kind of part of the game.
I'm pretty patient with these guys, and I already paid for them, so it's not like I have that debt hanging there with some pre-orders.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Aaron, what do you got going on down there?
It's just an extra Andra. I got it for the head.
Andra.
I was actually thinking about grabbing a few more.
I love her armor, her whole outfit.
Head.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
I enjoy that. The secondary head would look great on a couple of these mythic characters too, with her dreads, her braids going back. Not to mention, one of the other things I love about that is I really enjoy that soft goods cloak that comes with her.
Yep.
I put it on my scaphoid,
different.
And it just looks great.
Looks like Jeremy went in on those Dragonor figures too.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna look really good with the origin stuff.
Go for it, Aaron. Sorry. It's similar to what?
No, it's just the cloak is really similar to what comes with the new Man-at-Arms. The only difference is it actually has the place for the head, the hood for the head.
Right.
So, for anybody who's wondering who doesn't have a mythic now Legions figure and is wondering about, we mention the word system a lot when we talk about our Legions figures. The Pop and Swap, that is such a gorgeous figure, and you guys are both making me jealous with it right now. That's one that I don't have.
He's really cool.
I want him because of the bird too.
Yep.
But really easily at the shoulder. So for anybody who doesn't think that Mattel couldn't do something so easy With Masterverse, well, they're just not trying. Mr. Wonderful has joined in the chat with us as well this evening. Good to have you, brother. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. And, we like to rip grizzes on this channel. And, you got that here too. Now, it's a little bit stiffer because the ball joint, the way it's a little bit big. But you can really just kind of pull them back. And then pops right off.
As long as we're not separating an AWOC, Jeremy shouldn't have an aneurysm in the chat, so we'll be fine.
We're not ripping apart AWOC here, okay? We're not harming animals on my stream. We love animals, but we will rip apart people any day.
I was going to mention it, Aaron, and I refrained, but thank you.
That sounds worse. We're going to rip apart people. I think that sounds worse.
It might sound worse to some, but you know what? Hey. All right.
What are you working on there, Oz?
Campaigning.
Oh,
So
he's
what
campaigning.
I'm trying to do here, he's campaigning for Gorthok. If you all haven't voted right now,
I voted.
Gotta get your votes in for the next All-Star Wave. And they've got the alumni up there, so it's like
I
3 regular
and then Dwarf King.
Yeah, I voted for Bromden and
Right.
Boar Dude and then Thwick, the Goblin Dude.
Nice.
Those
See,
are 3
Adam,
that I'm interested, but I haven't voted yet.
Yeah,
What?
I've been kind of like laying back, picking
You guys are
like
procrastinating. Is that what you're saying?
no, not procrastinating. I've actually been because again, I'm still new into all of these, and there's certain ones that I definitely want. Like we all know, I'm voting for skeletons because
I didn't vote for any of the skeletons. I got like the Skeleton Legion Builder coming and Maxilius, and like I got some good skeletons coming.
I love them. So one of the things that I'm working on right now is I wanted to put. When I think barbarian, I'm thinking not a lot of heavy armor. Now, this particular piece here, which Brick was showing off earlier with his character, this torso, it's a heavy armor piece. I kind of like thinking of my barbarians without rocking all of the armor. It's getting some support for Warrior here, who definitely deserves it. And can't remember who he voted for. There we go. Jeremy J freaking out now because we got some AWOC. I saw Brick harming Animal Warriors.
I actually did not. There's a story for this, and this is one that is going to be replaced. This is not. You can go back. I got the receipts. You can go to the video. This guy never even touched the tub. But I actually ended up playing, just sort of posing him up, and this arm is not fully in there. And I've already spoken with Spiro and about it, Jason, and he's like, "Yep, just send it back." And that just takes time.
Excellent.
Now, if only I had a game to play with those figures.
Right? Yeah. By the time that game hits, Dom will have already adapted. So we'll have another game to play in the meantime. But that game's going to be phenomenal. So keep it coming. We're waiting semi-patiently.
What's funny?
How us toy collectors get with patience.
I'm seeing people like campaigning and pushing for their Legions picks. I was partially expecting to hear some of that today. There was none of that today.
Really? That's interesting.
And part of why I wanted to wait too was because I knew I was going to go today and sort of see what figures they had. Not necessarily expecting that some of those would be there, but there's that. And also the problem with that. Sorry, this is all like Mythic Legion nerdy stuff. But basically, there's an all-star wave, and the fans get to vote on re-releases of older figures. And anyone who's ever shopped it for Horsemen, or if you sign up for the mailing list, you get to vote. And so you'll see a lot of people campaigning for what they want folks to vote for, because the winners will actually be released in this wave. So, again, halfway expecting people to be campaigning. But the reason I held off is because the challenge this year is a lot of those old figures don't have the best photos. Like a lot of the newer figures, you can sort of go on and sort of see the photos and see what they came with and all the things, and a lot of them don't. So I've been kind of waiting to sort of see people's covers. Like Dorkler was covering it, Hedgehog was covering it today on my way in to Sacramento. I was just sort of listening, and there's stuff that I didn't know that figures came with, and they're sort of showing it that are like, oh yeah, that'd be good to know. So I'm still deciding. But
So, exactly, and that's one of the cool things about it. Like the community involved with Mythic Legions is one of the things. Oh, Thanos is showing his anti-Eternia Sorceress off. Look at this.
Oh, look at that, and we're in progress. What's going on with the wings? Where did you get those?
These are like 99-cent store Halloween things. They're like little birds.
Awesome.
And I took they actually just have pegs, but I had to drill the hole a little bit to get it to fit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I bought like really a bunch of Halloween stuff at the dollar stores this last Halloween just for that.
Well, yeah, they've got, and that's the best part about the dollar store Halloween stuff is that it's $1. So even if you mess it up, I'm sorry, wait, $1.25 now. My bad. And probably like $2.75.
Like 99 cents more, right?
Like $2.75 by Brick at the Bay Area.
Do you have that? Did I hear you say, Thanos? Did I hear you say 99 cents or more?
Yeah, that's what it is. The 99 cent and more.
Oh yeah, we have those here too. I think they're hilarious. Everything's 99 cents or more.
So all it's done to her so far is dyeing and a little bit of drilling, and I'm working on a anti-Eternia Tila as well. So I dyed a bunch of figures.
That's awesome. So the dyeing took, huh?
Yeah, actually came out a little bit darker on the Tila. I'm not sure what the difference between like her and Sorceress was. The Sorceress book, you can see like her skin is quite a bit lighter than the costume part.
Yeah. Did you wash them really good to get off the mold release that might still be on there?
Well, I soaked them in hot water and then broke them all down to their tiniest bits. And then I didn't really like scrub them or anything, but they did get a very hot bath before they went into the dye.
They look great, man.
Very cool. Yeah. I'm excited for these.
Some Man-at-Arms stuff, because Payne has been my anti-Eternia Man-at-Arms for a while.
Yeah. Love that
figure. Helmet somewhere. I was playing with it earlier. Allison actually gave me the idea to take his hair off and put the helmet on because she'd seen my picture on Instagram, and she's like, "That's a cool idea, but I would do it with the helmet." So I finally got around to doing that. If I can find the helmet, I dropped it earlier, and now I don't know what to do with it. It's somewhere on my desk.
Star's asking if anybody's tried to dye or recolor any of the soft goods for Mythic Legions. I know certain customizers have, because they've definitely been doing custom soft goods, but I don't think anybody on this panel has tried.
Yeah, this is my first dye job, except for my hair when I was much younger.
Yeah, I'm doing the dye on the. It's a gift figure for somebody that I'm dyeing right now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I saw that you'd posted that, and I had literally just done the same thing.
I was like, let's see how this works. I do like the fact that the soft plastics of the joints take the dye faster. So now I'm not gonna have to paint those joints.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing. I didn't want to have the joints gummed up with paint or have like different colors showing through. So that's why I went with dye.
That is cool.
I'm trying to give you a solo here for the focus.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to focus. I don't know. This is a part of YouTubing that I do not know how to.
There it is.
Sometimes it'll work.
There it is. Hey, there.
Yeah.
Oh, it came and it went. boo to you.
It's like
But this isn't.
focusing on the TV behind you. Move in front of the TV a little bit. There you go.
That's clear right there. Huh?
That's got it.
My shiny plastic people advertising over there. This is another custom head painted by David Williams.
I love that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's just cool, man. And David Williams, while I have it on screen, check him out. Just look up David Williams on Instagram. Got some of his artwork prints that were super affordable, $5 prints on this, thicker cardstock.
Nice.
These were, God, this artwork's amazing.
Oh, Necronominus. Look at that.
And again, he's a tattoo artist by trade, and these things are just like ready to go.
Did you get a tattoo while you were there?
I wish. Man, that's the thing that I have been like, I haven't gotten tattooed in over a decade, and it's
because you're putting all your money into your toys now.
Well, it was even before then, and then then all of a sudden the toy thing came, and that kind of bit that idea. But this one's
I
gorgeous.
love Alithia. She is so freaking cool.
Right? He was saying this was David was saying this was his favorite as well, and I love the symmetry and it's so cool. Like these should be like almost like playing cards. Like I don't know, there's something about.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be a great, just like a deck of cards with those in.
Here we go.
Oh man, you could actually really do that too with the Furious Four, and then oh man, that would actually.
Well, these are. You're
so
right.
well.
You're right. You're right. These are, and so on that note, these are the horsemen. At least 3 of the horsemen. Wait, no, all 4 horsemen. What am I saying? These are all 4 of the 4 horsemen of mythos. So,
yeah,
that sort of do kind of like have their connections to the 4 horsemen of the biblical book of oh my God, the last one.
Revelations.
Revelation. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is like pestilence. Is that right? She would be like what? What should she be?
Famine, right?
Yeah,
Famine.
she'd be famine.
The thirst,
war.
that hunger. That's why she's a vampire. War is a
war,
demon.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Because
upon
then,
the pale
of course,
horse,
Necronominus is death.
Yeah, man, these are cool. Like, if I had these growing up, I would have gotten them, and I tell my parents, no, it's from the Bible, I swear. And then,
right?
Trolls.
Look at the trolls.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Love trolls.
trolls. And so you probably caught. I may or may not have, but one of the first things on Nate's table is not actually by Nate, but it's the second artist proof, the only one that exists.
Brick, keep your head where it is and just notice what you were doing, because the horns were almost perfectly placed, by the way. Like just as he had stopped
It's
over
almost right
it, too,
there.
they were like,
My favorite thumbnail from my channel when
Yeah,
Osbrick
right.
over here.
Osbrick.
Yeah, I was saying that apparently there's going to be a Cabal coloring book.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
saw that.
forgetting. Yeah, I'm forgetting
I
the name
immediately
of
thought of
it.
Allison. I was like, yep.
And so that was like an artist proof that they were just sort of showing, and not out yet, but it's coming. And I think it's such an amazing idea. I forget the artist's name. Sorry, but it's not David's work, but cool stuff. Just a ton of creative folks in the Mythic Legions community.
It is. Well, in the toy community as a whole, it's amazing how many creative people are in this community.
Yep.
Like every time I turn around, I'm meeting a new artist of some kind,
Yep.
or
Yep.
even if it's not like in this medium with the figures, it's like, in music or something like that. So creatively talented.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Bring that back, Thanos. You can't just sneak that in there real quick.
Bring Kane back.
I gotta Dremel out like the little
some
line in here, and then get something to kind of fill so that it sits properly. But
That's
so
gonna be
are you gonna?
fantastic, man.
You said you're gonna make him an anti
So my head canon is he's a man at arms, but he murdered Roboto and upgraded himself. Anti-Eternia man at arms.
Very cool. I love that Kane head.
Yeah,
Looks great on a Masterverse body too. I have him on a Masterverse He-Man body. And
I got
to
a
make
few
him
Kanes.
a Horde member.
They were like $8 on Walmart.
I wish I had picked them up when they were like $8 because I would have loved to
I
have
think they're
had like
still
an
cheap
army
on
of Kane.
Walmart.com. Pretty sure.
I can't afford that right now because my famous face. Being real skint right now on what I get. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the $3.99 on Amazing Ghostbusters toys, probably wouldn't have gone out hunting this weekend. So earlier in the chat, I'd noticed Star was not aware that you could break apart the Legion's figures, which is kind of why I wanted to show this tonight. Some joints do not come apart, but your feet pop off real easy. They pop apart midway at the waist, and of course, your wrists pop off. Like anywhere, it's just like a simple.
It just depends on what you want to take them apart.
Not right now because I don't have my heat gun open, but yes, I can get all of this thing apart because I do have a heat gun.
Exactly, but everything comes apart with enough heat. It just may not end the way you like it.
Well, fortunately, my heat gun, it's done some work to open up some joints that aren't supposed to open, and they went back perfectly. So
yeah,
hence how my battle armor Keldor has wrist bracers and not finned arms like battle armor Skeletor has. So now going to go ahead here and pop in this chest torso part back on. It is a snug fit when it goes back. It does not. There it is. So like when I popped it off, it made the pop. You could hear the pop. When you put it back on, there's no pop signaling that it's back on. But you see he ain't coming apart here. Let me go ahead and... Oh, okay. Star was mentioning that about the AWOC figures. Well, Brick told you they weren't supposed to pop off.
Oh, they are. Located. Sorry. No. To be clear.
Okay.
You can customize these guys. You can pop off heads.
I knew the heads did and the hands.
Right. Oh, yeah. So you're right. So you can take off the hands, the feet, even though that orange instruction sheet didn't exactly mention the feet for the record. And you can take off this armor and this armor and this armor. The arms are not intended to be taken out, but they can be. And I have a video where I do that with some figures, and Jeremy J, who may or may not be in the chat still, you can see him stress out as I do that.
They'll be fine.
Scold
as long
me.
as you heat them back up after you put them back in, because the plastic will go back to the shape.
Yeah, and I guess really I could essentially heat this guy up because his arm is popping out. Again, this was not one of them that I popped out intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
It just popped out on play. But
is the peg short?
I've tried. It feels like the peg is not going all the way in. Essentially, do you think I can heat it? Because I mean, I could send it to Jason.
Do a little heat.
Yeah, I don't think that's the full peg, Brick. I think you got some pieces missing.
No, it is. Check it out.
Really?
It is.
Let me try to full screen it, Brick.
It's a nubbin.
Yeah, it's got the. Well, I don't know. It looks like there's a little extra nub on there. Does that actually go to anything, or is that where they cut it off the sprue?
Yeah, essentially, it's like part of the mold, but like because I think this piece was not intended to be taken out, it doesn't really matter if that's clean or not because it's inside the the arm socket.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they'll leave that stuff on sometimes. That doesn't matter.
And again, I don't want to misrepresent.
I was just looking at
the arms fall out like by accident. Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe this is just one of those cases.
It just seems.
You frozen? Am I all alone here?
No, you're not. You're not alone, Brick. We're with you.
Okay.
Star wants to know about if they're going to be all primates. No, there's felines, there's rabbits, there's
there's so
going
much
to be a
more
lot of
coming,
different
too.
animals. Elephants.
Pachyderms, yep. There's rhinos coming. There's a crow coming. There is an orangutan coming.
Yeah, I want that
Um,
crow and at least one of the elephant guys. Super cool.
I need the crow.
And
It's full on animal.
maybe not. Check out the lore video with me and Adam, where you sort of find out what the origins of these are, and there's potentially even other things in the works per the story and what's out there. So
I am hoping
I
we
know
get
we're all
at
over the
least-
place.
At least some of those
Ali.
other things.
Yeah.
Just kind of as
Agreed. Check this out, Oz. I think you'd appreciate this. This was there.
Oh, that's cool.
oh,
Oh. See, this is the one that I'm looking to try and find.
So
Prana,
I'm pretty sure, like,
Bobby.
in my head, it was 30. In my head, a lot of these were 30, but then I was like, no, that can't be right. And I was trying to do, I'll have to backtrack and do the math. It may have been 40. Nothing was over 40. But like this figure was one of those, like, oh yeah, I'll never get it. They're up there. Just was there. And I'm like, all right, sure.
Yeah, no, I'm totally like in the works trying to get one of those. I want all of my frenzy guys to have at least one Mythic Legions, because I love my guys, and that is the one that I want for Bobby. I know it may not be up his alley, but it's just a nice little gift. We'll say it's from the Legion class.
Yeah, man, you need to get him something because you guys keep harassing him, and one of these days, I swear he's gonna explode.
Well, we do love our Bobby, and honestly, I think that's how he knows we care, because we pick on him so much.
The other sort of inbox fig I got was this guy,
Oh yeah,
Malafar. On a little body, on a little goblin body, but just a cool looking head. I've always seen this one, and you know me, I like the monsters, I like the creatures, and this one just looks so different. Yeah, there you go, Scott. So I guess they are just $40. That's their show price, unless it's Scott. Is it right that it's $30 for $30 for Legion Builders? Because there were definitely $30. Yeah.
which even that is a fantastic price for the Legion builders.
Very cool, man. It's just cool.
Seems like more and more my channel just becomes let's pitch
I know.
let's pitch more Mythic Legion stuff at people. But you know what? People keep
Straight.
showing up to watch it, so it's clearly what they want to see.
Straight shilling on them.
I can't help it. Call me a shill. I don't care. They're the toys are so good.
but the figures are actually really good. So it's not like you're not getting your money's worth.
Right. Like I'm not out here hawking crap. Like there is no part of this figure that I don't feel is worth, one dime less than what was paid for it. Because
I was currently taunting me with $40 regulars and $30 builders. I can see him. He's in there. He's in that chat taunting me with the $40 regulars. Knowing that I will never be able to go to a
that's not true. We'll get you here.
But folks can go for you. I mean, that's how I got a hedgehog. Got me those furious, the Fury Clan stuff. The unknown one. I thought, there's like, and folks are more than willing to do that. It's awesome.
I know.
Yep.
I love this.
One of the
Try not
best
to
parts about
inconvenience
being in
others
that is a gorgeous head.
It's cool.
God. And the paint jobs,
That is
like
fantastic.
as far as customs go, That's what I've heard people say that, like, oh, when the customs, the paint jobs, doesn't it like look thick and all that? It's like, no, what you don't realize is the ones you get are also, I mean, these are all painted, like they're painted head to toe.
Right?
So
With detail.
and this
Heavy
is
detail.
Good stuff, man.
I mean, and the trick with that stuff with the paint is it's just thin layers. I mean, you can do layers. That's what they're doing. Doing thin layers, and they just keep adding, and then it's not ever really going to get thick unless you just pour it straight from the bottle and don't thin it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There are times when that works great. If you're needing broad coverage, go for it. If you just want to pull it straight from the bottle, but
definitely one thing I have learned from watching videos on how to customize in the past is thin your paints. And I think that's one of the reasons why I always got frustrated when I was trying to paint previously, is I never really thinned my paints out. So,
yeah.
But I'm learning as I go.
When I go to painter.
Well, I mean, you're just going to be doing black, right?
Well,
I mean, I got to put some reds in and
try the Scotch Brite. See if that gives you enough of a, to take that shine down that you have. If you're worried about that shine, it might take some of that glossiness down.
Yeah,
because I'm just worried about obviously looks like
they're getting the lips and the eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah. You could get the acrylic paint markers. That might be the best way to go with that if you're doing fine details on the lips and stuff.
Yeah, I thought about that. It's not a bad idea.
Hey, Oz, can you bring up Scott's comment about the May?
Here it is. Yep.
Oh,
For anyone looking, May is Builder Month, and a lot of the Mythic retailers are selling the Deluxe Legion builders for $35.
Yep.
You can get the Gladiator figure that I had tonight that I started breaking down. Even the Barbarian builder that I am currently in the process of putting them together to create more of my figure. You can get him. Skeleton Deluxe Legion builder. If you're a bonehead like me and you like skeletons, $34.99.
And they didn't show up today, so they'll be here tomorrow. So I'll be using.
I know
them next
you
week.
were excited about that. It's okay. It's all right. They didn't show up. You tried.
It happens. It's whatever. I paid extra for the faster shipping, and it's like, really, you're going to not ship fast enough? Really?
Well, when it goes into a weekend like this, though, sometimes that's just kind of what it expects. Because, no matter how much great progress it made through the week,
6 hours. So,
yeah.
And here's the last sort of figure that I picked up, and this was oh, look at that, perfect ears.
You were just getting dead on with that today.
This is a surprise. I was talking to a guy who lives in Oakland, and turns out we know a lot of people. He's in education as I am. We're talking, and then I sort of see on his table
no. Oh, no, you did not.
And I never thought that I would ever happen upon a Procrustes.
Procrustes. Yep.
$60.
That's great.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
I was like, wait,
No
for real? He's like,
friggin'
yeah.
way.
He's missing the sphere, the seed, the star seed. And I was like,
okay.
I'll go ask somebody to make one. Give me that. What?
Yeah, and he's a great looking figure. He's older, right? And I guess it was kind of like Four Horsemen Day really today. There were a ton of classics and a lot of things, older things that they'd done.
Yeah.
But this is an amazing old Four Horsemen sculpt. Night, John.
John, thank you for being here tonight, brother.
But the I mean, such a cool figure. Again, not super articulated, pretty limited actually. More than
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised, but like, what a cool piece. And you know me and scale.
Rick, can you show the back?
The back.
Yeah, just to see how they got those in. It's funny, we're looking at Mythic Legions figures and then
Interesting.
looking at their work in
Okay.
classics. I can see where they came up with an idea for a lot of the stuff that we see on the Mythics figures, the Legions figures now, that
sure.
came from stuff they tried out while making classics.
Like Olivier, who's still in the box over here, but also
I have that Cosmic Legion.
basically.
I was going to say, these holes right up here.
Oh, yep, that's right.
Yeah,
But again, this just sort of spins out. There isn't, at least as far as I can tell, no. It's just, there's no bar in it, and same actually goes for these arms. They're just kind of spinning, and
Austin,
oddly, don't know if this is a bug or a feature or just tight. He turns this way, that little bit, but not the other way.
Interesting.
that's weird.
And I'm fine with it. Yeah, it is weird, but like
That almost makes me feel like maybe he
just
was
looks
damaged and
Maybe.
then repaired. I
I mean, I know
way.
the guy. Like we realize like, oh, you know this person, and maybe, but I mean, $60. It's like half of what I'm gonna see on eBay. That ball isn't $60. I mean, that's like it's a ball, right? It's a shiny, translucent gold ball.
You'd be surprised. It's like the Admiral
That's
Keelhaul's
true.
gun is $300.
Yeah.
Go find a
You're right, but
Yeah.
like
Go get a
again,
marble.
again, it's a ball. It's not like something like, oh no, where am I gonna find something sculpted in that shape? Like, but you see it here too. No ankle joints. Hey, Allison, no ankle joints.
Allison, welcome back.
But I was saying size. So I saw this, we've got ogre scale, right, for Mythic Legions. So the ogre scale is like, ooh, huge figures, 9-inch, right? And they are.
Yeah.
I had no idea these guys were this big. Like, I just had no concept.
Well, because they were the giants.
They were, right. Yeah.
They definitely made them giants. Like, if
But
you
look-
look... Well, now
They're
you can have
big.
a wrestling match.
Yeah. Or they can hug.
They can definitely hug.
Don't always have to be about violence. Oz, come on, man.
Hug it out while flying off a top rope.
That was a nice surprise, sort of towards the end, and I thought I was done spending money, and then,
Hard not to spend money when you find a deal like that.
Yeah, that's one thing that gets me. It's like, I'm never going to see this at this price again. Obviously, I have to buy it.
and I almost was unable to buy anything because I don't do cash a whole lot. So I show up there, and they're like, "Oh no, man, everything's cash." And it was $140. Banks are closing at 2 when I got there. $140. Luckily, there was a bank 6 minutes away, and I was like, "Give me my cash." Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much like he's in great condition, unless I don't know what's going on with the joints. But like, that's a trip. I was super surprised at this one in particular. Not expecting to come home with that.
No. So something else I did while I was out and about today, a couple weeks ago, I was doing some looking online, and you know how I talked that there's no toy stores around me. It's all the big box stores. I've got one toy store, Random Treasures, that does mostly vintage with some new, and you're paying collector price when you go in there. Well, not exactly. Like most collector stores, though, like if it's something that's currently in the store right now, it's $10 more.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. unless it's something ridiculous like what was it they had? It was like $30. Oh, when the Rulers of the Sun 3-pack first hit, and like almost no targets around me had it, they had it in store for 75.
Ew.
And then like 2 weeks later, it was on sale for like 25. So they I don't. In any case, like they'll do that kind of pricing, and that's fine. I totally get it. They're this little tiny store that's trying to do that. So there's this store called Rose Toys, which first off, the name excites me because it's kind of like Hero from He-Man. So yeah, no. But yeah, they I stopped in there today, found them, and he's got the stuff you're going in the store right now and seeing in store cheaper than what you're finding in the big box.
That's
Not
cool.
over.
Hmm.
Cheaper. And so I'm going to be talking him up a lot. He's small. He doesn't do a lot of the bigger collector stuff. He's got like one small little wall, but he gets a bunch of Legos. He says that's like his hottest selling thing. They fly off the shelves as soon as they come
Yeah.
in, because he gets quite a bit of Lego collectors that come in. He's got all kinds of toys, from like ranging for stuff for little kids, outdoor stuff, and I'm going to start shopping with him more frequently than anybody else. His name's Kevin. Hopefully, the more I'm doing business with him, he might start catering a little bit more to that collector field thing,
Awesome.
and then we'll see. I might finally be able to start getting in some of these origins and everything like that. Like I don't know when it actually ships and goes out, as opposed to like I may never see it. I was going to highlight my sister here has joined in on classics as well, because she had a fun hunt today. She went out there, and as we all know, we're starving for Princess of Power stuff to hit Origins and hit Masterverse, and we're getting little scraps here and there when it comes to Masterverse right now with Princess of Power. And that's what my sister's really into. So she managed to get herself some of those amazing classics Princess of Power figures, and for a freaking amazing price too. Because that's the only thing that ever pushes me away from classics is how expensive a lot of the stuff is. I mean, of course, your more popular core characters are going to be more expensive because they're the more sought after ones. But you can still find some classics at a pretty reasonable price for the maybe less popular ones, or things that were somehow ended up in retail when this was not a retail line. But see, look, Chris got my back. I was going to say, I know Danny's in on it too, man. We want that. And the DreamWorks designs. I agree.
100%.
I agree. We need more of that out there. I mean, because again, like, even if you're not into that line necessarily, one thing that we all seem to agree on is we want more world building in Masters of the Universe, because they've always done a pretty good job of making an expansive world. But we want that world. And they've been taking some chances and going and doing some different things this time around. And we're getting some of that world. So I want to see more of it. Hell, I want the butterfly women from Rulers of the Sun.
If they can make New Adventures, they can definitely do the DreamWorks She-Ra.
Right?
Because New Adventures is like more hated than pretty much any of the other He-Man iterations.
With the exception of Revelations. Revelations, I think, is the other one that got the most heat outside of New Adventures. And right, like, if that's catching all that kind of heat and they're still producing Revelations toys we're all still buying, like, Duncan. Like, everybody's out of their mind about the freaking Duncan figure with good reason. It's an amazing toy. Why can't we get more Princess Power? I'm hoping that what it is we're going to see more for her anniversary. Because
2024, right?
Right, we're looking next year. I'm hoping that's why they've kind of held back, not throwing it out while He-Man's anniversary was going on last year, going into this year. Then next year, I am really, really hoping. Oh, look, Brick showing the goods. This is what my sister picked up today. Look at that Pika Blue right there. I still remember her play feature as a kid with the spreading peacock tail style leaves. Like, that's a great freaking pack too. Like for those 3 figures.
Great pickup, Carol. Those are great.
Nice.
And this
Look
is
at the
what we're
flowers on this. The sculpt on that thing. Oh, it's so cool.
This is, yeah. And again, ties right in with us talking about 4 Horsemen tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are gorgeous, gorgeous figures.
And I
there's
think
no-
she shared on the chat what she paid, and that's a great price.
I did. I pulled it up just so people could see, because again, that's not a price you're going to see for 3 classics figures very frequently. So I'm glad to see people are getting some great deals on classics, but I think probably a big part of that too is with the new stuff coming out,
Yep.
there's getting to be a little bit less demand.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's okay. You know, honestly, drop that price because then I wouldn't mind getting some extras from back then. I mean, I missed the whole thing while it was coming out, and I've wanted it since. So I'd be totally happy if the price keeps dropping down on a lot of those. If they drop the price on Grayskull and Snake Mountain, especially with Origin Snake Mountain on the way, I mean, come on, guys, Super 7's got to come down, right? No, that's not happening. That's too much of a grail on everybody's list for that thing to ever drop.
And there were only so many made, right? Yeah.
You're never going to find that. But I do have a feeling that if they did do a Masterverse one, you might see a difference of either one of those.
Yeah.
Because you would see that start to drop. It's kind of like, I can guarantee you that as soon as the Eternia comes out for Origins, you're going to see a drop in the prices of the original Eternias because they're going to try to get some of that money before they already.
Has anyone looked at the price of the vintage recently? See if it actually has dropped.
I haven't.
No.
Prices, but I knowing how markets work and knowing how that usually, when they release a new thing that's exactly like the old thing, it kills the price of the old thing.
Well, you're going to find some people who, first off, are diehard and may be willing to pay that much to get like a complete. Like if Dole decided to sell his Eternia, somebody out there is going to buy it for his adamantium original tracks alone.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that it's Dole's, right? Like,
right. I mean, it's got some celebrity status about now. This is the most talked about Eternia playset on the face of the planet. Is
Plus the way he speaks about it, like clearly his parents loved him, and there's a lot of like positive juju in that Eternia.
Yeah.
So if you bring that into your home, it's filled with
somehow.
love.
I don't think he would ever
Enjoy.
try to sell it though, because I think there's
no.
too much emotion attached to it.
Yeah,
he shouldn't. That thing needs to be
I love that guy, man.
sealed
He's
in a
awesome.
museum somewhere. Like it deserves that posterity. It's the most famous Planet Eternia playset, out of anywhere. Like it is the most famous one. And Dole's just amazing human, period. He's one of the coolest guys ever. So I can't wait to get him back, here and joining in on Ostradamus Toys Live is, we've done a couple of shows together on Toy Frenzy. Always good time to have him on.
I have a cousin who was 5 years younger than me, and he was the one in the family who had all the Motu stuff. And he lives up in Portland now, and he has everything there, and including he has an Eternia, he has Snake Mountain, he has he didn't have the stuff that was unreleased, but he has it all, and he played with them. So I know for a fact, because I played with them too. I know they were, they're not pristine, but I am curious to know how that is. I should ask him how his rails are, his monorail track is.
they're done.
I was going to say he probably shouldn't touch them because if they are still in form, they will turn to powder the moment he touches them.
Yeah.
Which we all teased all about that, but even he has said right now he'd probably be afraid to touch his tracks
Yeah.
Mhm.
because they just break. It was cheap plastic. We all know.
Hmm.
So Star's asking, do you guys think that these franchise figs would continue in popularity over time without the support of new shows via media? If all shows ended, how long do you think they would last? The truth is, the collectors and the fans would support it as long as they're going to produce it, because being a
Well,
Masters of the Universe fan, there has been numerous times where there is absolutely
no.
no extra media support.
Well, it's the same thing with GI Joe. Living
Right.
Classified. I mean, it's
Currently, right now, there's no cartoon supporting it.
no cartoon. There's supposedly a movie in the works.
I mean, there were
Nobody
two
counts
great
those movies.
hit movies, right?
There was, yeah.
Rick, if you ever
Three.
see that
Sorry,
word,
no, three great
those were
G.I. Joe
abominations,
movies.
and they shall be stricken from the record.
I feel that way about all the Transformers movies except for the original animated one.
You know, they shall be stricken from the record. But the sad
But-
thing is De Bonaventura is going to be the producer probably on the next one, so it's going to suck too.
I don't want to hate, but Transformers, I hear what you're saying, Thanos. Who would have thought that the G.I. Joe movies would be worse? It's so
something
painful.
that could be grounded
Oh,
even more in reality, and yet somehow was even cornier and more outlandish.
I
Honestly,
really
why
wanted
didn't they
those to be
spawn
so
the-
good.
Why didn't they spawn the G.I. Joe off the military guys from the Transformers movies? Like, if you were gonna like have the military be involved, like,
Especially when they started making a shared universe idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even Cena's character, wasn't he named after one of the guys from Mask? When they did the Bumblebee movie?
I never
Really?
seen that one.
Yeah. It's like a last name he shares. His rank
Was
in the
he?
last
Like some
name is like
Lieutenant
a Mask
Tracker? No, I don't know.
something.
I'll be right back.
If I
guys.
remember correctly. I had to
Okay.
go back and look it up. All right,
Yeah,
man.
and it's one of those things. But I don't think that we're in an age where that's relevant anymore for the most part. Let's examine it, because if you think about it,
Well-
we had the programming that was weekly or every day, and now that's not there. That programming is there once a year
Mhm.
in most cases, and you'll have 6, 7, 8 episodes, and then it's over with.
Mhm.
And that
Right.
kind of, that we had that fixed programming block, which made a huge
Again.
difference in our consumption patterns as kids.
It's right. It's different for us than it's going to be for the younger generations. It depends on what kind of fan support you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're going to keep supporting these brands that we love. And first off, as we've already been programmed as consumers for this type of thing, that's why we are more easily susceptible to trying new stuff like this that has, again, no supporting media and fall in love with it. But that's because we see something in here that reminds us, again, a little bit of what we've had. We've seen where it makes a lot of improvements on what we've wanted.
Nostalgia tax. That's what I call
Of
it.
course. Yeah. And that's a huge factor.
I'm back.
So, like, and Allison brings up a great point here where original Masters Universe fans didn't have a cartoon for 2 years.
Yep.
1 to 2 years prior to the actual, media bombardment that you got. And there's quite a few people that couldn't even read that were getting into those comics and stuff like that, but they could see it and there was play patterns. So it really just depends on the fun factor, and who you're buying. Because again, not all of us grown-ups are playing with our toys. Some of them like them to look pretty in a box. Some people want them to be highly posable. So you're going to look for figures that look pretty in a box. You're going to look for figures that look good out of the box with high posability. And really, if you look at what's selling right now, those are the ones that are selling like crazy right now. Again, classified, even, as Masterverse goes on, Masterverse is selling a lot more. Now, mind you, that's not to say Origins isn't selling like crazy, because it definitely is. Origins going like hotcakes if you can find it in a store by you.
Mhm.
It's selling out great online. Every time I turn around, I can't even buy it online anymore. But that's because everybody can't find it in store. Agent Burns. Thank you. Agent Burns. And that is a name from Mask, if I remember correctly.
Is it?
I had to look up who that
Is it?
was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up Mask. Mask is one of those ones that was.
It's like from a billion years ago.
I will say, when it comes to
I'll just have to wait until Ace makes a toy of it.
as you pointed out, or as Allison pointed out, it's true. We didn't have Filmation for a couple of years, and that's, I was around then, and I loved those figures purely based on what because they stood out so much from what else there was. Plus, for me, it was like a skeleton head.
It was cool stuff, because you had these guys that had swords and then they had laser guns, and you're like, oh, okay,
Right.
this is.
And the box art, like I say this all the time, like if Masters hadn't had the box art, I don't think it would have done near as well.
Yeah, it made a huge
Because
difference.
just seeing that, like as a kid, like this whole world, like
Yeah. It's like they can take it off the van and put it onto a box.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the box art told a story, just with
Yeah,
pictures.
it did.
And that's
did.
always going to sell.
But where I was going with that is, as you also pointed out, is that we were very programmed. Like that was just the entertainment patterns, what was available, what was marketed to young people, and sort of like what was available was also very limited and focused, right? Like now, everything entertainment, whether it's music, movies, TV, or whatever, is so splintered, right? And it's less programmed in the sort of television Hollywood thing. It's on demand, and you get to choose, really. Like, really, what is it? It's a Saturday night, and there are people watching us randos for like 2 hours. Like
7 hours.
This is not. It's different, and there's a bunch of other, like a million and other channels, and there's probably like a bunch of other people out watching something very different. Like everything is just so splintered, so it's not like as concentrated and centralized in that way. So I do personally don't think that we can kind of hit things in the same way that we did. I just don't. I don't see it as concentrated. I don't see as much of it, capturing as broad a concentration of that makes sense, of an audience. It's just it's hard. But I don't know. I'd love for these things to continue. Sorry, let's talk Mask. Is that Burns?
This is Matt. This is Calhoun Burns from Mask.
Got it.
Well, the hair kind of
Agent
works.
Burns. Right? Doesn't he look like Cena? I mean, it's hard to tell because I don't see Cena very often, but
yeah, no.
Do you know, Bud, what you said, the Gulliver Mask? I'm trying to remember, what was the figure? I mean, the vehicle. That's how I remember Mask, based on what the vehicle was. Huh. That's kind of cool.
God, I love Mask.
But yeah, to go back to what
they were
whoever
putting the blocks in to build.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. I was gonna say, who was it? Thanos who brought up, like, why not just make those Transformers military folk?
Well,
like that makes the most sense to me. Yeah, that would have made the most sense. Or like, again, I don't know. I've heard people sort of theorize.
I think the issue with it is it's a military movie that they don't want to make a military movie because they would cut out the audience because they'd have to make it R.
I guess
that's where you play that game. I mean, you don't see too many military movies that are PG-13. Let's be realistic about that.
Yeah, but you see a bunch of kids run around playing with Deadpool stuff. So
I know, but I think that's part of that PR thing. That they don't play with that realm. I mean, it's kind of like the thing. It's one of the things that they have that's why you have the laser guns with the figures, and you don't have real guns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where they want to tread the water, they want to get close to it, but they don't want to really go over that edge completely.
But what if they just gave everybody laser guns, and then every time they explode, they just parachute. Wouldn't that be
I mean,
fine?
that's what the cartoon did. So it would be a great homage, but I don't know how
Have it for
that's
the
thing that
laser
would be
tag when you
audiences
get hit
in
sound.
2024 and beyond.
I
But
used
for real,
to
like,
love in Rainbow Six Vegas, you typed in GI Joe mode or whatever it was, or Let's
they did
Go
that?
Joe Rainbow Six Vegas, and every gun would be shooting red and blue lasers.
That's awesome. And then be a bunch of guys behind you, and they all have the same face and the same uniform, just kind of running around in green.
Perfect. We need more of that.
Yeah, no, I when we were hearing about that writer's room doing a Hasbro thing, I don't know if people actually said this, but or if you know I fever dreamed it or what, but just the idea that G.I. Joe and Mask, that the notion that they could sort of combine,
Yeah.
right? But Mask
Well, I
would be more with vehicles, and so in my head I was like, well, yeah, duh, vehicles. Like these scientists and military dudes were trying to got some kind of transformer technology, and were able to do that with cars, but they couldn't quite. It didn't have a spark, so they didn't turn into full-on robots, but they could transform with helmets, and there you have Mask. But it's like, okay, well, who's going to do it? Well, we've got some commandos from this like team GI Joe. We can get some volunteers from there. Like, I don't know. I was hoping for something like that, but
yeah. Instead, we got two weird, very strange, kind of don't make no sense iterations, and then one that they did a character assassination. It's a character I don't like, but it's still a complete character assassination. Everything that's ever been established.
Hold on, pause. Are you talking about Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Took everything that was honorable about him and turned him basically into kind of like a hired thug criminal.
Oh, I'm fine with that part. I was still stuck on the part that a character that you don't like, but
no, Snake Eyes. I don't like Snake Eyes.
You're not into Snake Eyes? Man. Okay.
If you want to sell G.I. Joe to like the younger kids, it could easily translate into a Fortnite style game.
Yeah.
And just
totally.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you're doing capture the flag. Joe's Cobras. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've ever played Operation Blackout, I don't ever recommend that you do that. Please don't. Just don't.
I don't even know what that is. That's a game?
It's a game, and it's a lot like that. There's capture the flag kind of modes, and it's controls are the most frustrating thing. You'll want to throw your controller against the wall. So it's awful. But it's like they have these ideas and they just don't ever follow through with it. It's kind of half-assed with G.I. Joe. It's kind of the way they've always been.
Speaking of half-assed, Oz has that ready for Sleepy. Is that what that's for?
That's right. If Sleepy shows up tonight,
I just set it up right there.
Catch the shit. I love this thing, man.
Well, you kind of have all your shitty ideas on the toilet, so it works out.
Hey, man, just saying, right? So then I got to open up this guy because this guy was one of my favorite as a kid.
Where did you find those?
Ollie's.
Oh gosh,
I don't think you guys
we don't have those out here. Nope.
Yeah,
that's because you could buy this for $3.99.
Is that the equivalent of an old Pick and Save / Big Lots?
Yes. Yeah, that same kind of idea as a Big Lots.
Yeah, okay. Big Lots.
Thanos, do you still have a Big Lots around you? Because all of the ones around here closed.
There's one that's supposed to be coming into the town I'm in, and there's like two a town over, but one of them might have closed. I'm not sure. Because I live in a pretty small town. Like I'm right outside of Fresno, but I'm in a small town, so we don't have a whole lot here.
I used to love Pick and Save. I had an uncle who worked there. So on top of the just cheapness, we got discounts. Oh, it was the best.
Is your eye supposed to pop out? Okay.
Yeah, and it really doesn't.
I did pick up one of those Grayskull
rings. I was like, is there supposed to be popping out there?
So my sister did ask about this earlier, if the eyeball was attached to the string, because she remembered that. And it is. It just definitely does not pop out as well as it used to. Which I'm pretty sure that was the same result that Jay had on Geek Dad Life.
Yeah.
So not surprised that it didn't really work.
It's like real
And
life when it pops out. It's kind of stuck on the string.
yeah, just a little dangling. The additional demon face on the back
Ah,
is like
so cool.
way it was way more prominent in the original toy. Like it's still there. You can still see
Yeah.
it, but it's just not as prominent as it was on the original. Because I remember thinking as a kid, I was like, wait a minute, I've been holding this guy the wrong way the whole time. There's a face here. And it's like, no, no.
See
So
you,
I was just,
Alberto.
oh man, okay.
Adios. And I
Take
agree
care,
with
man.
Star. String should have been colored red.
What's funny is on the box, it's colored red.
Uh,
On the box, it actually looks like sinew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
need like 3 or 4 of them.
right. I just realized on the back they show him. So maybe I was just foolish as a kid and didn't realize, but
Is he running around holding his eyeball in his hand?
they
I was wondering if
definitely
he gets
showed a
snapped.
picture on the back of him just holding the eyeball. Now,
Huh.
I don't know if maybe I'm not holding it right for that pose, but yeah, it seems to be having trouble staying in there, but they definitely show it like that.
Are the
So,
arms like a softer I sort of saw you bend his fingers back. Is it like a
yeah,
rubbery kind of thing?
yeah. Well, the whole thing's like that soft plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, you can see like I can, and that's not just from the shoulder. That's like at the elbow. It's bendy like that. So, but that's cool though. I don't mind the softer plastic.
Mm-mm.
I
But
need one of those eyeballs painted yellow, and it could be my star seed.
there you go. Most expensive toy ball ever bought for $3.99.
That thing's cool. I love those. The sculpts on all of those toys were just so cool. I think I maybe
I agree.
even touched like 2 of those toys ever because no one I was trying to think. I think a kid brought one to like school one day, but I never really.
Okay.
I've seen them like when I'm older, but
So
they just look so good.
when these vintage Ghostbuster toys were out, I never had the ones that looked like the ones from the cartoon. I had like the Fright Feature ones where they would
Mhm.
pop and do all that, or like the Capture Ghost ones. I never had just the plain old Ghostbusters from the cartoon. And I did have the Firehouse. I had the Ecto 1. I had the Ecto 2, like the little helicopter vehicle. I totally had those, but I did not have those. And when these guys started showing up in store, I was looking at them and I was like, "Oh man." And they weren't that expensive. They were only like 11 bucks. They were actually cheaper than the Origins figures I was looking for at the time. But wasn't working. My buddy was the one doing the toy shopping for me, and we were already just looking for uh Origins. And I wasn't about to be like, oh, well, since we didn't find Origins, here, buy all 4 of these Ghostbusters for me. Oh, here, buy the Slimer for me. Buy the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. Um, like, I didn't do that. And then, like, months later, I'm kind of kicking myself for not having tried to get those. So, yes, these are at Ollie's now. I went to 2 different Ollie's because I really only have 2 that are close. I got to look up the other ones and see where they're at. They did not have much left, and I'll probably be kicking myself for not getting like they had the 6-inch Ghostbusters covered in slime. 3 out of 4 wasn't bad. They had Egon, Ray, and Venkman. They did not have, and that's my problem. Like if they didn't have all 4, I wouldn't want to get just the 3. Not in a collector set like that anyway. If they had like 3 out of the 4 of the original Kenner ones, that would have been fine. But yeah, they had those guys for like $7.99. Then the second one that we went to, we didn't find any of the Kenner Classics ones. We only found the newer Ghostbusters movie The one that was played by, oh, what's her face? Melissa Hartley. The what's her name? The bigger girl who was in that one. I can't think of her name. I want to say it's Melissa something. I don't know. I've only really watched that movie like twice. I don't think it deserves as much crap as people gave it, but I definitely understand why people weren't too happy with it.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, and look, if you're not into it, don't check it out. That's all there is to it. If it's not what you want to see in a movie, don't support it. That's fine. You have every right not to. You don't need to.
There's just
Melissa McCarthy. There it is. Dawn's got my back as always. See, guys, as a partner, full support right there. She's got me. And
I was distracted. Are we talking Melissa McCarthy's Ghostbusters?
Yes. I'm loving how everybody jumps on me with it. Thank you all. I appreciate you having that info.
Were you saying you liked the film, or?
I didn't hate it the way people hated it. It wasn't my Ghostbusters, but again, it doesn't have to be my Ghostbusters. Just the fact that they're still making Ghostbusters content is enough for me, because that's keeping it fresh. It's keeping it coming. It's building on the franchise. I'm okay with that. I can do that. I love Plunderlings.
Man, because people look at me so strangely, but my wife and I had a blast at that movie. But I don't know.
They brought Ecto Cooler back to the theaters for it and stuff. I was buying Ecto Cooler in store again because of that movie, and that was enough to make me love it right then and there.
I think for some people it was just too much cheese, but it was fine. It's I like cheesy movies.
Go back and look at the original movies. The original movies are full of cheese.
You're going to a movie unless it's a drama and you need to see the drama. I mean, it wasn't a drama; it was a comedy. It was supposed to be cheesy comedy.
Right. That's right. The whole original premise of the movie was several guys from Saturday Night Live. Heck, even Winston's part was written for Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get him on the film. They ended up, going another direction. But that's fine. It worked great.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. The only thing I remember sort of like feeling like was running long was the sort of musical thing at the end. But throughout I loved it. But I don't know.
I thought it. Like I said, it wasn't what I grew up with. It wasn't what I necessarily wanted. But you know what? I got the video game back when that came out. The, Ghostbusters 2.5 or whatever, where you played the rookie for the Xbox 360. That was the Ghostbusters I wanted. I already had that. So I'm cool to give something else new. You know what? I wanted kids to like that movie. That's who I wanted. And they have as you show kids, that's great. Show kids the older ones. They might enjoy it. They may not. But if the kids enjoy the new stuff because they get the jokes or whatever, hey, that's better. That's fantastic.
And I got distracted, by the way, because the guy I bought the what's his name, Procrustes from, messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, great to meet you. Enjoy the forearm giant." I was like, "Yeah, I just showed him on a buddy's live stream."
Perfect.
Again, it was so cool to like just meet people and hang out, and I don't know. I guess I don't really do a ton of that. I've been to recently I've been to some toy conventions, but they're much larger. This was like a smaller event, plus it was more focused, right? Because it's like Mythic Legions fans, Four Horsemen stuff, and it's kind of cool to meet folks.
I think so. And it's a really big, it says a lot because, again, with everything Mythic Legions being so based here on the East Coast, you guys don't really get anything. Like, this is the first meetup and things that's like really going on in your area. Mm-hmm. So I really want that to be a success so that they want to do more out there, because you guys need more of it too.
That's what I was thinking too. I hope so. Again, it's tough. I mean, it's tough out here right now. I will tell you, like, it's in Sacramento, which is a little bit different than here in the Bay, but like things are expensive. Like things are super expensive, and I just haven't found a whole lot of Mythic Legions fans yet. I've heard that there are folks around my area, and I want to meet them. But like, when I say things are expensive, like getting a venue is expensive, right? And I think people are just sort of hard up for money in general. So there's not maybe a ton of folks buying toys in the same way. So I don't know, because I've been to a couple of bigger toy shows. Like I went to one with Kayla, and I went to in sort of the South Bay, San Jose area, and I went to a recent one there too with Michael from Toy Habits, which was awesome. Got to meet him, but like not a single Mythic Legions thing. And I just kind of look out for it, kind of to see.
Yeah.
So it's just not a thing here or that I've seen, but apparently there are folks, and I really hoping that it does take off too up here.
Yeah.
I'm
excited for it. I hope it does. I hope Legions gets big enough that we start seeing it, like, because they have their authorized vendors and stuff like that, and I think that's great. I'm hoping to see more of that. I want to see that grow so much more. I want to be able to walk into Bros Toys or Random Treasures, my two close toy stores, or even my local comic book shop, and see Legions on the shelf, not at an exorbitant price because it was bought from yet another vendor, and now they've got to mark it up higher to get a profit.
And what's the place? I'm blank. Oh, Frank and Son. I went there. I've only been there one time, even though like I lived 40 minutes from it for most of my life. But I went there last year. One vendor selling Mythic Legions.
Wow,
it's a big place.
They would have more.
Yeah, just one vendor that I found that, and I don't know how much of that is also maybe because they do that. You have to be an authorized seller and all that, but still, like it's kind of a trip to me, that place that is so like toy heavy, and there's like ton of pretty much everything else, right? Whether it's older stuff as well as like Hasbro, Mattel, what have you, and there's one place.
We have 3 toy stores now. Somebody just opened a new one, but 2 of them, they don't carry Legions. They don't barely carry NECA or Super 7, those kind of things. I mean, does, but I had a conversation with him when I sold him my Star Wars collection about that, and I was, you can see that he doesn't have the heart to do the new stuff or the stuff that's different, or he's afraid it's just going to sit.
Which makes sense. I get it, because it's kind of the new version of back in the day. Well, where's the cartoon? Where's the movie to accompany it? And so on.
That there's a market for it. Obviously,
yeah.
I can't be a whole market. I mean, I can't imagine that I'm the only person who buys those. So,
you certainly can't be the whole market yourself. That's just not going to do it, because I'm trying that here across 9 Walmarts and Targets. I'm trying to get more Origins in, and I can't buy all the Stratos by myself.
You think the Mythic popularity will increase when the game comes out? Or do you think it'll just kind of be a blip that
Definitely
not that many people to pay attention to?
Well, I guess
question.
It's kind of a toss-up, because
the
only people I really know talking about the game are people in the community.
Yeah.
It's not like it's marketed out there to a lot of people. I mean, I guess I could try and contact some people that are still in the GameStop world, and I mean, there's not many of those people that I have left in that community since I've been gone for so long. And most of them have all realized what a shit company it is to work for and moved on as well. But, it's just one of those things where I haven't heard it talked about a lot. So I don't know what the vibe is on its popularity as a game itself.
Yeah.
Everybody I know who's talking about it because we love the toys and that sweet figure wave that came out because of it. So,
well, as you said, it depends on the game, right? And if it's if it's the gameplay's fun and engaging for gamers, Yeah,
You might
I
see
think that's going to be the key.
But if it's not, then you're back to square one, kind of with that. Secondary IP.
Just because a game will sell doesn't necessarily also mean a toy will sell.
No. What I'm talking about is they'd be back to square one, where they, other media might be a little gun shy to kind of get involved with it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you have to protect those IPs, especially when they're still niche for the most part. Let's be realistic. I mean, yeah, they're big in our community, but I mean, we're kind of a microcosm of the bigger world. So, I mean,
we're not even the biggest collecting community there is. Like, comics has had that hands down. And honestly, comics pales compared to sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
As big as we all think we are, as a community, sports memorabilia is the biggest collecting community on the planet, because people who...
It's generational.
Right.
It's been generational with sports memorabilia.
Yeah. Whereas, like, we're really the first big ones in the full toy collecting world, because that's, like, the toys from when we were kids were different from what our parents had as toys.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. No, that whole generation, that post-war generation, up through the mid-'60s, there just wasn't a whole lot. I mean, yeah, you had Barbie for girls, and their boys' toys were Big Jim and some of those others, but
Original G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because without those toys, we wouldn't have the toys that we have.
No.
Barbie is what spawned He-Man.
Yeah.
It's true. That's just how that went. So, we did have a talk here from Allison. She was asking me if Naked Stratos is in my area on clearance yet. Nope. They've actually been cleared out on the shelves pretty much entirely. Never once went to clearance. They boxed them all up and shipped them all out.
They're $10 here.
Which ain't bad.
California. Yeah.
Brick, when you really can see that scene in my head now. Look, it's Big Man in Parliament.
Sorry.
No. Okay, yeah, because we're talking about National Lampoon's going here.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed the Allison comment you brought up, but she's right on with that the franchises will die, and
Oh yeah, I brought that comment up.
Yeah, I saw you
because that is exactly what we need.
Yeah, and all anyway, what was that, Thanos?
I agree.
Oh, I was saying they're actually on clearance. That's why I picked up a couple extra sorceresses. The goddess that I'm turning into the Anti-Eternia, Tila.
God, it's so
wild. They're actually cheap enough now.
So you have them down in Central California. I have never seen sorceress.
They're the same ones that have been on the pegs for like almost 2 years now.
No, but I'm saying up here, no. We see Naked Stratos. Yeah. That's all we see. But
we still got Naked Stratos and Jitsu. There's a couple of.
I did my part. I bought a Jitsu and I bought a Buzz Off to clear off the pegs recently.
Yeah. There's a couple of her left. There's still a bunch of Naked Stratos. So.
Bam.
Yeah.
So happy I finally got this He-Man.
Still needs a blasting cap. I'm sorry. It just needs a cap.
I'll go to the cap.
Get a cap gun in the other hand.
Pop, pop. I'll go buy the caps from the Dollar Tree because they don't sell cap guns anymore, but they still sell caps. I just wonder.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Using them.
You can still buy cap guns. Like I see them in like little hole in the wall gas stations all the time. They're little toy spinner.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
I'll have to take a look. See if I can find them around here.
That never mind.
I definitely would like some
Naked Stratos.
But yeah, Naked Stratos.
Naked Stratos would have been a much better figure if his feet had been like actual feet. Like, because then he would have been great for customizing.
Right.
But they're just like the little flesh booty, and I hate them. Like, it just looks so stupid.
I mean, I got him because I missed the original Stratos when he was available. That never showed up on shelves out here. Like we literally went from He-Man and Skeletor from Wave 1 to Wave 5, basically. I found a Zodak and I found a Merman. That was it. And then it was straight to Wave 5.
I didn't find Merman forever, and then one day I walked into a toy shop in the other town, and it was like, holy shit, they have a Merman.
Yeah.
Like it was marked up, it was $30 instead of 15, but I bought that shit.
Okay. I
That's
just happened
an
to be-
Origins Merman, you're saying?
Yeah.
Which one? The
Not the Lords of Power.
not the Lord's Power. Okay.
Yeah. It was the one I was missing at Origins for like a long time. Then I finally ran into it.
I took this picture yesterday in our local Target. The prices aren't right, but this is an end cap, and like all of the main area where it usually is in an aisle is gone. Like I've seen them sort of slowly just making room for other things. So all of these are on an end cap together, and they're all on sale, all on clearance. Again, the prices aren't right, but you'll see under Too Bad it says $40.49. I go to scan him, he's $20 now. And these are all some that Merman is $16.79 for whatever reason, but Tila and He-Man rang up it's $12 something. So
Time to
we're definitely
army build.
clearancing those out. Yeah.
Masterverse seems to do that a lot, though. Like they start high, you can't find them anywhere, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere, and then they go to clearance.
Yeah.
Well, they get their distribution fixed pretty quickly.
Yeah. Origins,
Whatever.
not like that at all.
Origins
Though.
is not the same way.
And
Which is weird.
it for the longest time it hasn't been predictable. So like I'd go in and I found motion pictures, He-Man and Skeletor, and they were like $12. And I was like, okay, I guess these are clearancing. I go back in the same Target like the next week, 25, 30, they're back.
$25, $30. Yeah. I know that feeling. I've had that before too. Now the funny part is I never saw the movie He-Man and Skeletor hit stores here. We got Too Bad. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
But
I haven't actually seen the He-Man. I've seen Skeletor a couple times, but I haven't actually seen the He-Man. Like I ordered it, but I never saw it in the stores. I was hoping to pick it up on clearance too, because I wanted to just take the armor parts and put it on an Origins figure.
Yep.
Actually, my favorite thing about
parts.
Masterverse is taking the parts of Masterverse and putting them on Origin figures.
It's fun. It's good. I mean, heck, it's because of that I now have a, before everybody else waiting on their Eternia, I have a King Grayskull in Origins now because I had a Clam Champ, an Ultimate Warrior, and a King Grayskull from Masterverse, and it made what I needed. So
Yeah, I love that about those two lines that you can kind of switch them. I've had a lot of fun with those.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm buying the Origins vehicles for my Masterverse setup.
Yep.
Because they
fit well.
So
I'm glad they do.
Dread for it.
It's so weird to me. That thing in particular has always been odd that they didn't market it that way, because I think that might have helped a little bit more support for both lines. I don't know, from what I've seen for some of them, they seem a little bit big, but I do it with the Jet Sled. They kind of hang off a little bit, but it looks good. I do it for Stridor, no problem, and the Wind Raider.
Yeah.
And so I was hyped when they announced Eternia and were like highlighting that as a feature that I actually don't really see enough people kind of talking about. So I don't know if that really stuck with folks. But I mean, yeah, if you could move in that direction and just scale things in a particular way so that it works for both of them.
It's the best way to go about it, really.
Yeah.
It cuts down on a lot of what you've got to do.
Right.
I mean, people really want a Castle Grayskull that'll work for Masterverse, and the Origins one just doesn't cut it. It's not big enough.
No. It's
I wish they would re-release the classic one, because I think original vintage Grayskull is a masterpiece and it's hard to beat, but the classic one actually did beat it, in my opinion.
It's not often we see something along these lines that comes through and really stomps on the original. It's normally one of those things where it's pretty good, you know, kind of thing. Like Origins, for instance. Origins Castle Grayskull took everything that the original Castle Grayskull had, enhances it slightly in a little bit of its details. Now, there are some things that I liked better on the original, like the more organic looking skull on the face of it. It's not as symmetrical and everything like that. But I love the fact that they painted the rooftops on the other
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the floors actually look like wood, not
Well,
just
and the
slab
paint-
of brown.
The paint jobs on the faces of those original Castle Grayskulls, they weren't all identical.
No,
They were,
no, they just whoever came across with the spray can that day, that was their job. That's the paint app that you got. So each and every Castle Grayskull from the vintage is a one of a kind.
It's a custom.
Yep, it really
Yeah,
is.
it is rare for something to come out and be able to beat that. Totally agree with the Castle Grayskull. I'd say the same for the Snake Mountain, the classics one, but that's just me.
Mhm.
And I'll also say the
Classic
same
Snake
for the
Mountain's
Melissa
a
McCarthy Ghostbusters movie. Oh wait,
I like Snake Mountain, but I don't think the vintage one is like a masterpiece the way Grayskull is. Like Grayskull is just it's beautiful,
It's
it's
full of play
haunting,
features.
it's amazing, it's
oh, you're saying
awe-inspiring.
the original Snake Eye? The original Snake Mountain.
The original
is
Snake
not-
Mountain. It's a fun playset, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
not like a
It's not a
masterpiece.
play
like
set,
that.
it's a
The thing is,
diorama
Totally.
piece.
it's a repurposed playset,
Agreed.
and that's
Yeah.
part of the issue with it, is that it's repurposed, so it didn't capture the Filmation look.
No,
It was kind of, we're hodgepodging this together because we have this playset that's just been sitting, and we need to reuse that tool.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
agree, but
agree.
I also think it's the design. I think it's like Castle Grayskull, just visually it's a giant skull head
Yeah.
and has a real like symmetry to it, right? So it's really this iconic. It can be an icon. The challenge I've always had with Snake Mountain is like it's got two heads. It's three. Got three heads, and it's kind of like
it's like 27 heads.
yeah, that's true.
If you
It's
give-
kind of
if
like,
you
wait,
give
what
it
am I
stuff,
looking
it's
at?
awkward
Right? I
until-
mean, that's the simplicity of the design. Like the quick read is like, boom, green skull castle. Got it. You look at the other thing, it's like it's mountain, snake, wolf, monster.
Exactly.
Right? It just doesn't, yeah.
There's not a whole
I
lot
feel
of
like
that.
the original Grayskull, someone had like an interdimensional nightmare, saw into this crazy reality, and
Yeah.
it's like, here it is.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That was like Mark Taylor's mind in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You know, when he did up those mock-up designs for that Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
Cobweb's coming in after he sees the movie saying, you guys still going over here?
Yes,
When
Jacob.
are we not?
We
It's only 2.5 hours.
What did you see Guardians?
Yeah. Well, see, he went back when Dawn was going live. He was getting ready to go, and he's just finished. So that makes sense, because that was like, what, 6 o'clock our time here when she went live.
Yeah.
The Snake Mountain playset was going to be like that jungle playset. And to be honest, the jungle playset looked more fun than Snake Mountain came out.
right? I mean,
You had that boulder thing down at the bottom that there was no boulder that came out kind of thing that had like Temple of Doom vibes. It just looked like it was going to be a neat fun playset. And, you're exactly right. Like, hey, well, we've got this jungle, kind of looks like a mountain. What if we slapped a face on this giant hole right here? And you put a talking wolf head on it, because that makes sense. And
that was all the rage though at the time, was make it have a voice changing thing.
oh yeah,
Well, I mean, part of the fun that the creators of the toy line were having was all these different, engineering things that they could do with the toys. So, that's part of what makes the line so fun, is them just trying a bunch of stuff. But yeah, Snake Mountain was a jungle playset. It was also that monstrous walker thing. Like, it was like a hodgepodge of ideas that failed. So
it was pretty much that.
And
that
I
was-
like Snake Mountain. I just don't think it's as good as Grayskull.
No, it's not. It's a diorama piece, whereas Grayskull is a play set. You gotta.
And it was one of those ones that, it came out that first year, so it was intended for specifically that. It wasn't everything that was sculpted, it was built, it was designed for the line. It wasn't repurposed.
Is somebody spoiling?
No. We're just letting him know. Forewarned. Don't go blabbing stuff. Rest of us haven't gone to see it yet.
I saw it yesterday. I took the kids.
Well, for you too. You and Jacob go talk about it in private somewhere. Not.
I just hope it was good.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's better than the G.I. Joe movies.
That's a low bar.
Even the worst of the Marvel movies is better.
I mean,
Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of star cameo power in, the G.I. Joe movies. I give them that. I still don't understand how they decided to go with Brendan Fraser as Sergeant Slaughter. Like, you pick Hollywood's nicest guy next to Keanu Reeves. And then in the first G.I. Joe movie, they
Brendan
got
Fraser?
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter's testing out the new guys, Channing Tatum, and he's like
Sergeant
putting them through the
Stone
ringer.
is his name in the movie.
Was it Sergeant Stone? I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was like, I don't remember him being
My
Sergeant
bad.
Slaughter,
Trust
and I
me,
actually don't even remember Brendan Fraser.
Good. Make no mistake about that. He's the brand ambassador for G.I. Joe. Has been forever.
Which I'm really kind of upset he did not make cameos in these movies.
Got the scripts like, nah, guys.
Yeah, and they had JGL, right? What's his name? Gordon Levitt.
Yeah.
What a waste.
As
Yeah,
Cobra
it was
Commander,
bad.
and you never
What
really
a
saw it.
waste.
A lot of talent wasted in those movies.
Wow.
That's how I feel about the X-Men movies. Like a bunch of great actors, terrible fucking movies.
Not enough screen time unless your name's you.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, better than all of the G.I. Joe movies. I'll throw that out there. Definitely better than the Cats movie, the recent Cats movie, Allison. 100%. But not as good.
Starting like really toward the bottom of the bar here. You're not exactly setting this up to me.
But not as good as the Broadway musical. So.
As much as I have a love for anthropomorphic animals, cats, no. Like just nightmare fuel.
And we all say, oh, sorry. Don't get me started. I will sing Cats.
I don't know Cats, so.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't ever,
You're good.
Just don't ever watch it. You'll be fine.
I got this guy, though. Is that Cats?
That's Cats.
That's totally Cats. That's the Cats movie I'm going to check out.
Shit, I'm going to go watch that movie.
I would.
Again, I've said this before with Thundercats because I was talking about AWOC. In my brain, for some reason, they look like cats. But as I've been seeing these figures, they were just like people in outfits. And so the reason I'm bringing it up again it's a guy in like, if for 100% real. If you actually watch, there's a recorded version on YouTube.
It's a cosplay cat is what you're saying.
Well, there's a recorded version of YouTube of the actual musical. And I know it's not everyone's taste, but if you see it, looks better than this. It really does. I thought they were so cool. I saw it and I thought it was so cool. It was like cat people. In my brain, it was what Thundercats was. So, anyways, total tangent, but
that's all good. We're all about that, and we're at the 2.5 hour mark. So, I mean, this is totally the right time for it too. Like, okay, we've lost the plot of the show. I've shown, pop and swap features on a Mythic Legions toy. I've opened up everything from like the last week, 2 weeks of hunting. So it was right at that time where it's like, okay, now we just start talking about random shit.
And we skipped it, but the chat was definitely doing the what if this came up, and they were naming some things that were like, all the awesome, great properties that could have been brought up. And then Allison brought up a comment right now. See, I'm going to be all over the place. First off, you're holding that thing up. To me, that's like Castle Grayskull. Like I see that thing, that's super iconic.
That would be cool.
And like you see a quick read of what that thing's supposed to be, and you'll remember it. That's what I've always had an issue with Snake Mountain.
Yeah, I sent Oz something the other day on somebody was selling a complete Sectars collection, including the Hive playset for $1,300. I was just
Which
like,
a lot of times the hive itself is going
for that price. Yeah, exactly.
Less
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah.
Were they opened like all the toys and stuff, or
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were open.
I
But-
fear for what the inside of those hand puppets have seen over the years.
Hey man, you
Well,
get some Lysol spray in there, it'll be all right.
Let's
Well,
be
I don't
honest,
know.
it was kids playing with it, and we know kids don't always wash their hands.
Look, you know the
30-year-old
living
keto diet.
creatures that are coming out of those puppets are going to be the new mounts for the sectors.
I did
When
love
I brought,
those toys, though.
I did too. Though that's easily my favorite line, and I keep talking
It's one of
about
the
this thing that I
coolest.
was trying to do, and I still haven't gotten to it. But I was trying to like re-wing my Parafly. I don't know if you remember Parafly.
Yeah,
Thanos.
yeah.
And I bought like, I feel like I bought every one I could find on eBay. They were like going for like, some of them were like $1 because the wings are all
Okay.
busted. But anyway, Hive, real quick, is another one in my brain that doesn't read visually. Like, I know it's great because people are like, it's huge, it's bigger than Castle Grayskull, but visually, if you stare at that thing real quick, it's almost like, what am I looking at? It's a big
mountain.
You know what I
Yeah,
see
big-
every time I look at it? I see alien hive, like an alien hive playset.
Yeah.
And if you ever got into the Dark Horse comics,
Mhm.
there was the one like Alien, not Hive Wars, Labyrinth, where a twisted doctor set up like his own hive, and he used to send people into it, and then the alien would go out and attack them, much like a rat in a maze.
Yeah.
And like he could view in, and the whole maze looked like the alien hive, very similar to what we saw at Hadley's Hope in Aliens, the movie. To me, that's kind of like what I picture when I see that playset, because you got the one side's like all techie and everything like that,
Mhm.
and then you got this port that opens up onto this other side, and that other side is the alien hive. Even one of the pictures that Aaron sent me of it, you see what looks like a face hugger just molded into it.
It's very biomechanical, like bug type thing. But when I was talking about Alice and SARS all over the place, she was saying cats. What was the cat thing? If you look at it as body horror, too tangent but connected. Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not going to spoil. I'll just say, if you're, is this spoiler? It's not.
How's the
If you're-
soundtrack?
Oh, I can't. That's
what we all really want to know.
Masterclass in the needle drop, like as always, like, because the music, if you're familiar with the music or if you just listen to the lyrics and the overall tone, everything just fits perfectly where it's placed. But
And then that's going to make it one of the best Marvel movies of all time, just like the other Guardians movies.
Yeah.
And I'll say the body horror thing is the comment I was gonna say. I won't say what, where, when, but for me, like, if you like Cronenberg, there was some stuff in there I was like, oh, awesome. Just that's it. And then for the Cats movie, I'll just say this, because if it wasn't clear, I liked the musical, but that was such a flub, a Hollywood flub. Like in my brain, when they said we're going to do a Cats movie, what I thought was cat videos, right? Because they're talking about CG. What if you just made them realistic cats and you just animated them? They didn't look like people in suits or nothing, just actual cats. Like, think about some of
Puss
the
in
most
Boots?
exactly, but like the most popular thing on the internet, one of the most popular things is like cat films. Like, if you actually took cats and you made them dance and sing the music, and that's initially what I thought in my brain. I don't know why. I think I was thinking that because Lion King and
get back break.
I cannot refund this time, but it's okay, Brick. I'm with you, buddy.
I had to make my pitch. But
it's all good. We're gonna make Brick the director of the next Cats movie. It's cool. Lone producer and director, possibly lone star. Brick in his toys, the Justin Rosh of cats.
Yeah.
Now, how cool would that actually be, though? A stop motion cats movie made with various action figure lines. I'd be down for this.
They
I
just
want to
need
see a
to
stop motion
They
musical.
can do it all with all of the cat-headed mythic legions. They'll be fine.
That's right. All the Yagwalians.
Get some AWOC figures too. Yeah.
And at least with AWOC, no offense to Mythic Legions, but you can do all the dance moves that they do
Yeah.
on the stage
I was
show.
going to say, that's where you get your
Yeah,
dance
man,
moves from
they've
the
got it.
AWOC.
No, totally. Yeah.
Like, Legions is good, but, I mean, AWOC's got them beat when it comes to articulation.
Yeah.
So Rum Tum Tugger doesn't ring a bell, anyone? Mr. Mistopheles? No? Old
Hey.
Deuteronomy? Okay.
Rum Tum.
Google it, folks. It's an American treasure.
Like I said, I don't watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of movies, so
No, to be clear, the Hollywood movie, garbage. I'm just talking about the musical, and there's a performance. What was that?
Which
I thought
one?
We were. Oh no, the one that you just put up. I thought we were done with buttholes last week. Is that happening again this week?
Bring back the prolapse, right? Why not? Open mic night 2, Attack of the Prolapse.
I try my best to laugh about because the audio, the slurs. I flipped
Look,
out. I definitely
it
got
was-
traumatized. But the visuals, I was like, oh.
That was easy to laugh about. What was making me mad was the names in my chat. Like,
Oh, see, I didn't even look at the live chat.
No, the
Yeah,
chat was
the-
pretty bad.
names in the chat and stuff.
Oh.
I mean, jumped on
Okay,
them as
I don't
quick
think
as
I
I
can even look
could.
at it. I can't look at it.
And well,
Yeah.
I that's when I started deputizing on the fly. I'm like, we need to get these out of here, and I'm not going to be able to try and grab them all myself all night. So
I think it was the fact you put open mic in the name and description, so people
was
were just
definitely it.
looking for someone to jump
yeah,
on.
looking for somebody to mess with. Right?
Did you see Hylian's comment about the origin style Thundercats?
Oh,
Wait, where was
I would
that?
buy those.
I would definitely go for those. I mean, we had the Primal Age, which
Yeah.
unfortunately are no origins.
Those things
but-
were really cheaply made too. Like my Panthro, like his leg fell off when I opened the package. I was just like, never mind.
Mm.
So that would be cool. I would do it.
that was Funko. Is that right?
Yeah, Funko.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
that's
got
too
in
bad.
big
Saw
trouble
those.
for doing those too.
You know
Like,
what's
they got
funny
the-
is my Bandai Lion-O, the classic Lion-O, he can actually do the sight beyond sight. But my new Super 7 one can't.
I'm telling you, put the glove on, you just trick it.
I'm
I
not
took a shot
tricking
like
it. I shouldn't have to trick it. That's the whole point. It should be a very basic articulation because it's integral to the character.
But that
They just made
articulation
them
on
do
that
mustard.
figure is pretty old. So
Well, yeah, they just reused the Matty Collector bodies.
yeah.
Hey man, it's the whole reason I got, Fearsome Flush here. He's here to protect us.
Yep.
No, it's it. Yeah, I don't. I'm not-
Can we put him on that toilet? Because his face looks like.
Rage dump times 1,000 right there.
Yeah.
That dude ate so much cheese he has been backed up for a month.
No,
You know, it's funny. Cobb's talking about Mega J having the same problems on his open mic. I just rewatched the episode you had with Mega J, and he's giving you all this advice that you didn't listen to. I mean,
Oh, yeah. No, the other funny part is I did an open mic night with Mega J where we had similar happen.
yeah.
Like I was on that open mic. I knew it was a risk I would run. I just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got to take that chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just didn't realize it would run.
Oh, it done ran. It looked like it was flying out of that thing. It was a gaping maw.
Sorry, I missed. I couldn't laugh about it the first night, and I text Oz after. I was like, "Oh man!"
Yeah, dude.
Particularly the slur stuff, but the slurry stuff was different. The slur stuff is what hit me. But But now I can laugh a little bit about it more. But
Fortunately,
Jesus,
I was
the
able to
internet.
go back and delete. I was able to quickly get in, edit that, cut those clips
Oh,
out.
good. Cool.
And I got to thank the troll because honestly, him spreading his word to his buddies, not many of my videos get up over 200 views so quickly. But within 24 hours, that video had over 200 views. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate all your buddies that sat there and watched through 5 hours to see you troll me and you weren't in it.
I thought you were going somewhere else. That's why I was like, you can watch that back later because you're like, oh, thank him for spreading
them.
I was like, oh, all right.
Reaching back, gripping both, and
sorry.
Oh, who was it? Hang on. Go back up. I think it was Danny.
Well, I was going to say, I like Cobweb's comment here, but what do we got Danny saying? Because I'll get back to that then.
It was, he wants to get the Motu by Thundercats after.
Oh, right.
I'm not a Turtles person overall. I mean, but that makes me interested in getting some Turtles. Because I think it's a very interesting combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. It was the design of Masters of the Universe that inspired the Turtles to be all muscly.
Yeah.
Which in turn around that time, everything was being so muscly and roided out. G.I. Joe went extreme on steroids and they felt they needed to be bigger and bulkier.
Mm-hmm.
And even Star Wars was like, oh yeah, you know, remember that skinny farm boy we had?
Yes.
He needs to have a chiseled chest now. Like, you know, freaking Billy D. Williams never looked so cut before in his life than that original Power of the Force Lando figure. Yeah. But hey, you know what though? That was just a look at the time and it sold, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, some of that stuff's kind of exciting. It's different.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where
anything like that kind of crossover, see what they can do with it. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of franchises they could jump in with.
Yeah, the Transformers Street Fighter crossover doesn't thrill me. Not at all.
I still wish they would do better on the Transformers G.I. Joe. Like, in theory, I love that line. In practice, I'm disappointed with that line. Like, the vehicles are cool, the robots are weak, the little figures are kind of weak, too.
Was there a Transformers Street Fighter thing that I didn't catch?
Yeah, basically they're Transformers that turn into like Chun-Li and Ryu, and it's just
I'm much more into
more than anything.
Like, I'm digging the idea of the Power Rangers and Street Fighter crossover. I actually really enjoy those figures. I think that
would be an organic crossover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works well.
I think sometimes you try to mishmash it, just comes off looking weird.
Well, even the I've really enjoyed you guys have seen the Cobra Kai Power Rangers where they're doing, like, again, instead of doing those typical Mighty Morphin Power Ranger suits, they're pushing the Ninjetti costumes with doing that. I think that is phenomenal as well. So certain crossovers work really well. Ninja Turtles don't have to cross over with everything. Well, what do we got there?
It's just Marvel vs. Capcom. It's from the old Marvel vs. Capcom line.
That's how I like one of the best juggernauts.
Yeah. Super tiny though.
I mean, it's got good, but
comparatively now.
I haven't heard this sort of circle. Speaking of that Street Fighter thing, talk about those Street Fighter figures by Jada. Is that on people's radar?
I pre-ordered the Ryu.
They're screaming at me, but I'm trying to be good.
I'll probably pick up a few of them.
There's a lot out there that scream at me that I just can't go for, and sadly, those kind of, because it doesn't really fit in with any of my collection anywhere. Mythic has kind of its place.
Probably fit the Street Fighters in with my Joes, but
you could.
I would want them to have their own space.
You can have Ryu fighting He-Man. Doesn't bother
that
me.
was one of those seminal games that I played when I was, in my teens.
Right.
But would so they scale like almost perfectly with classified, right? G.I.
Yeah,
Joe
they're pretty close.
classified. Okay.
Yeah, 6-inch line.
Which it's a kind of a fun throwback to the Real American Hero days. of the-
3.75 Street Fighter toys.
Yeah.
So when you were saying Thanos He-Man, are you thinking Origins or
I'll probably fight him up against the Masterverse. Like when I take some pictures, it'll probably be
Yeah.
the 40th anniversary versus Ryu.
And there's easy ways to get around that slight scaling difference with those two, the 6 to 7-inch.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're doing the photography, because you can pose it in a certain way where it's not going to show up as much.
Also,
But-
if He-Man's a little bit bigger than him, it's like, okay,
Well,
He-Man's
that
bigger than him.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude's a giant barbarian. Makes sense.
They look great. Scale isn't something, obviously I need to start exercising a lot more self-control. But I
What's this
think they
going
look
on?
great, and I'm kind of curious to sort of see the I don't know what that's about, but I am.
I do. I was just pointing it out, being like, people are being ridiculous.
I'm just kind of curious to get one and sort of see, because everything I've seen from them, they look great. They remind me of the way people are handling them and posing them up. Remind me of what I was seeing with AWOC.
Yeah, they look like they're really posable. They look like fun toys.
Definitely. So Danny did send me something about this earlier with the Turtles He-Man will be He-Krang. Like if you think about how He-Man looks and then think about how Krang, the big humanoid bodysuit, looked. You know what? Especially like if they did that again, the battle armor gimmick, they remove the barrel and then put that where He-Man's abs are, you could totally fit a brain in there.
That's fun. Yeah, I mean, is the
It's just
thinking?
a
I know it's rumor or still sort of unconfirmed conjecture at this point in leaks, but is there any thinking about like how it's going to be done? Because like you guys are talking about as if they're going to sort of merge them, right? Like kind of like turn Turtles into like He-Man existing characters. We don't know anything about those.
Yeah, we don't really know. I'm hoping
Okay.
that the Turtles are based off of the comic book that didn't get produced. Like if they're like that, then I'll probably pick them up. On Mega J, there was some speculation. I was saying like I think He-Man mutated into a He-Man Battle Cat would be cool, but I don't know because there's supposed to be a mutant version of was it He-Man, Man-at-Arms? Was it Skeletor? Was the other one?
Skeletor was like a shredder type.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't know how
Like
they're going to do it.
It's going to be interesting
fun.
no matter how it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean,
I don't
again,
want to see what
Jay was
Eldor
mentioning
posted
this.
earlier with the turtle with the He-Man haircut. Like, I don't want to see that. If I see that, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Only due to the fact that, well, first off, not many people can pull off that bob cut anyway. He-Man barely gets it.
Yeah.
It doesn't play as well, but yeah, like I
Turtles
want
with hair.
more than that from a Turtle and Masters of the Universe crossover. Like I want something a la Ninja Turtles Power Rangers crossover. Because if you guys saw that stuff, that was really cool. Like each of the turtles turning into one of the Rangers, April being the Pink Ranger, so she looked normal, but all the other turtles transformed into Rangers.
Turtle shaped Rangers, yeah.
Yeah. And, but they still corresponded with like the Zord or whatever that it was morphed with. And that was really cool. And then like giving the green power coin to Shredder being the evil Ranger also made sense. And that's what I really, really enjoyed about that. Like, because it wasn't just like, oh, hey, Ninja Turtles is crossing over with Stranger Things because they're from the 80s. Like, okay, that was kind of lame. You guys were reaching with this crossover.
Yeah.
I guess I hope they don't totally do like, here's a character mashup per se, just because I like the idea of like, if it were more like, what if the Ninja Turtles came to Eternia
Yeah,
and sort of like that, they could be their own characters essentially. Because to me, like in my brain, it's like if you had a Skeletor who was a Shredder, like then I wouldn't be able to have him hang out with Shredder. Like I kind of
right.
would love to have like,
Let's see
yeah,
these
Ninja Turtles
iconic
in like
villains.
loincloths, and then maybe Donatello's more techie, you know,
Yeah,
but
him
like
hanging
in
out
the
with
world.
Man at Arms, building a
Yeah.
turtle, like, give us a turtle battle ram. Something. Give us a battle ram. You're
If we
giving
get a
us
turtle battle ram before a battle ram, people are gonna lose their goddamn minds.
right. We're getting Ninja Turtles crossing over with He-Man before we got a damn battle ram, and Jay was right to be pissed off last night.
Well,
No,
I
no,
guess
it'll
if
just
you
be a
make the
turtle front.
turtle, and then
Yeah.
the back is the regular battle ram, and you can
Yeah,
pop
there
it
you
off. But that'd be all right.
Yeah,
But
like,
Jay was also saying he thought that it would be Slime Pit He-Man as the mutated and Snake Man-at-Arms as the Man-at-Arms. And if they do that, I'm cool for that just being a subline that gives us those variants.
I agree. I think that
If
would
it
be
happens at all, right?
phenomenal. I really, really would like to see something like that. And I don't mind the idea of these different franchises crossing over as long as it's done well and it's not just mushed together like Rick was
It
saying.
needs to be organic. Otherwise, it just feels ham-fisted, and then you're just looking at stuff. It's like, really? Why are we doing
Right. I mean, look at
Have
how many
you-
years it took to get Thundercats and He-Man to cross over.
Yeah.
And the way they crossed it
That was
over
fun.
was good.
The comic
Like it-
you're talking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the comic.
Mhm.
It
Ugh.
felt a little forced when I first started
Yeah.
hearing about it,
Mhm.
but after actually reading those comics and everything like that, it made sense.
Yeah.
And I liked that about it. So as long as it's something like that, then I think we'll be good. Actually, this is a good bring up here. Scott Baker. Turtles Filmation attack track. This thing already looked like a VW bus.
Yeah, I can see the turtle van attack track.
Doing that. That'd be cool. Dawn promoting
Yeah,
that amazing live she did earlier.
I love that. I love the idea, and again, I guess I wasn't thinking that they'd mash up characters. It reminded me of Aaron. You and Chris were talking about the McFarlane Bat, sort of like primal Batman toys that are coming out.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of in my brain. You know, like I could take those Batman toys. I don't know if folks know what I'm talking, the McFarlane ones, where Batman looks like a caveman kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You could throw that next to a He-Man, and it's like, oh yeah, that's Batman in that world. And I guess that's where my head went.
Yeah,
Who
it would
knows?
work. Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen the designs for the proposed Ninja Turtles comic?
No, yeah, and you mentioned I've heard people talk about it. I've never actually seen them. So those are mashups. Is that what happened?
No, they're not mashups. They're
Oh.
like the turtles as if they were on Eternia. Like you got
yeah,
Leo
I
has
see
this power sword split in two to have like
Yeah.
the two swords. He's got a loincloth, the cordite harness and stuff. Like they're cool. They look good.
Oh
I am
yeah.
fading, gentlemen, so I am probably
Okay.
going to leave. Yeah.
Later, Aaron.
See you
Always
all
good.
Yeah. See
soon.
you, Aaron.
See you
I
later, brother.
actually
Thank you
probably
for
should
joining
go
us.
too. I probably should have gone well before I outed my love for Cats, the musical.
You know what,
So-
though? That's okay.
You'll get
It's
more
all
flack
good.
for the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that too.
Safe space. This is a
There you
safe space. Later, guys.
To be real,
truly
love that
is.
goes.
Mike
Good night,
knows it's
night, Aaron. I truly love the Melissa McCarthy thing, but I do not. Not that whatever. I'm not meant to backtrack, but no, I love the original Ghostbusters. Like, those are great.
I love
but
the original. and I don't
Yeah.
hate the new one.
I
You
like the
know?
Melissa McCarthy one. I enjoyed the Melissa McCarthy one more than I did Afterlife. And on that, folks, I will leave.
Later,
Feel
Brick.
free
Yeah,
to
so I can catch
unsubscribe
all
from
the
my
heat. Thanks,
channel
Brick.
now. Yeah, feel free to unsubscribe from Brick something. He knows nothing about anything.
Later,
Anyways,
Brick.
no, awesome to hang out. Thanks for
Always a
hearing me
pleasure,
go on and
brother.
on about the mythic meetup. Night, guys.
Dude, it was great. I'm glad you went.
Cool. And I'm so
See.
glad that there were no buttholes. Good night.
No prolapse. See, we're getting some more Ghostbusters love in the chat because Ghostbusters is again one of those franchises. Uh-oh, here comes the rage. The raging ball of fury that is Bud. All right.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie. It wasn't because I like had anything against the movie. I just never got around to watching the movie. And there's a ton of movies
That's
like that.
understandable. Yeah, there's a lot that I still haven't seen. That one I wanted to see because I was like, it's new Ghostbusters. I really want to give it a chance. Got it from the library, so I didn't have to spend money. And that way I don't feel like I wasted anything.
I don't even know like when that movie came out. Like it just completely missed my radar. Like
Yeah, it was what 2016 it hit, and I thought they were working on what just came out, Afterlife. I thought that's what they were working on, and then it was like, no, they're doing this other reboot of the franchise kind of thing, and I was like, a reboot works because, like, hey, let's get some new people in some roles and stuff like that. It didn't go for everybody like that. There was a lot of people that didn't care for the direction it went, and that's okay. You don't have to like it.
yeah.
But it certainly didn't hurt the original ones at all either. So I'm totally okay with that. Like I'm fine that it's its own thing. It stands alone and it can, if they wanted to make more with it, they could. I was just happy to go into a store for the first time in ages and buy Ecto Cooler. That's all I'm gonna say. I can go get my favorite high C in the store again. There is a Conan turtle in the Varner Studio sketchbook. That's got to be gorgeous. This is
I gotta get up
upsetting.
for 1 second, Oz. I'll be right back.
Sure, man. Black Phoenix, I am sorry that your He Skeletor is still processing. And whatever is going on between you and Pop Actor needs to chill. All right. And saying that look forward to the new one being made now. Absolutely. I'm always looking forward to more Ghostbusters. So, and it's good that you did love Afterlife because more Ghostbusters, it needs to happen. It's another one of my big early loves as a kid was the real Ghostbusters cartoon, the movies, and the toys. I had the firehouse, and stuff. I talked about that earlier because I got my new Ghostbusters toys, my new old Ghostbusters toys. I needed a toilet to catch all the shit. And scrolling back up here, Pop Actor, if you are still in this chat, brother, you and Black Phoenix need to work out your stuff, man. Oh, Nolan, I just see here you are saying you finally got your Dark Lin yesterday. Excellent. I am glad to hear that. As again, I finally now have a new Sorceress Evelyn, so I can do a swap out and get that back. That's going to be good to do.
I'm back. You guys can see that. I don't know why I told you
that. We know you're here. Oh, wait. Here we go. Scott Baker has sent me the picture. Oh, okay. So this is the Conan turtle. This is going to be shared with the world now. It needs to happen.
Oh, that's cool. I like the little pizza on his necklace.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I dig that. I really, really dig that. It works very well. I even dig like the old school style turtle head in the center of his belt.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's coming up so good on there, but
Yeah, I can see it.
yeah, that is outstanding and phenomenal. I'd be down for more of a crossover of that. Or a bunch of turtles like this, you know. Don't necessarily just have to be Conan, just a bunch of turtles.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how those actually turn out.
Right? Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as time goes on what that might be. And with Comic-Con on the way, what better place to show off new Ninja Turtles and He-Man stuff at Comic-Con towards the end of the year? And since that's supposed to be next year, that'll be great. Good place to show it off, I think. But then we've also got Toy Fair in September this year. So
I can't keep track of all that stuff. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm just lucky I, watch you guys online. I'm like, oh, there's that thing.
look, man, I don't even keep up with it half as fast as most people do. Like, I always seem to be a little bit later in the news than other people, but that's okay. I don't need to be first. Sometimes when you're first, you're not checking facts, and that's more important. So, Henri here is saying that, there's a juice out now that's close to Ecto Cooler. Look, man, Ecto Cooler is a very specific recipe of awesomeness. And I mean, I've seen about a dozen different videos of how to make homemade Ecto Cooler that tastes like it.
I don't remember what Ecto Cooler tastes like. What is the actual flavor?
Like citrus.
Okay.
It's got like that tangerine juice as opposed to like more the orangey flavor. Um, yeah, like it was such a staple in my lunchbox as a kid, and I freaking loved it and it went on forever. Like Ecto Cooler was still a flavor they had long after they stopped branding it with Slimer.
Yeah.
And then they eventually just stopped making it. But every time it comes back out, I definitely pick it up. And it's not frequently. Like it was 2016 was the first time it was back out in stores forever. And then they brought it back into the movie theaters for Afterlife. You can get it in the movie theaters. So again, it's a pet friendly channel, so it's great that the doggy is in the background. We love
Half
animals.
the time I get up, it's one of the dogs needs something or cat's meowing out there.
Right.
One of them might be horking up a hairball in the background.
You know what? Shit happens. Right? Something we're all familiar with on this channel.
A little too familiar with after last week.
After last week, man. Still scrubbing it out of my hair. Saying your He Skeletor finally shipped yesterday, so it'll be here next week, but I had an email to say it shipped 3 weeks ago. That's fantastic. But again, you're overseas, so I know you probably expect that in a lot of ways, like because it's got to make its way to customs and everything else, so it always takes longer for you guys to get it. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Dragonor thing shipped because I got a notification about it like a few days ago.
I was like,
last I checked, it was in New Jersey, and then this morning I like woke up and was like, "Oh, it's out for delivery today." I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, I saw like the picture like Tuesday that they had just gotten those in.
Yeah.
So the fact that you got it in hand, that makes me hopeful that for when we finally see the toys start coming in.
Yeah, it's
like
sweet.
I'm hoping they'll ship out as good, and I'll be honored if you want to show those off on my channel.
Well, I said when they come in, I would go on Toy Frenzy with you and Skelevator and show them off.
That's right. We did. It just seems so long ago that we've talked about that.
I talked with Skelly at his art show about it, and I told him, "Come on, do that." I'm gonna need to get a better space because, like, I have this desk, but I have like a monitor here, a monitor there, a monitor here, a monitor here. Like, I don't really have room to show anything. My keyboard, my mouse, and a couple random toys.
We'll get you set up with a proper streaming area.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Mike Fee in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to have you here. Sad part is I'm probably going to be wrapping up a little soon because I know I wanted to try to do some channel surfing. So everybody who's still in the chat, if you still want to watch more, I know Bill's stream. He does his late nights on Saturdays. I highly recommend that. Jumping on after here. But hey, maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing if I called it quits before 5 hours tonight.
It's all right. Every once in a while, you know.
What? You
You're
mean I
already over
don't
3
have to
hours,
go so
right?
hard?
Like,
Right? Yeah, we're over 3 hours.
yeah.
Just making sure that I get those watch hours up, right? And with Mike, we get the wonderful Jamie Sanders in the house as well. Thank you for being here. Late and a slacker. It's true. It's true. Nah, man. Mike's always working hard. It's one of the reasons why he's probably late. So, but yeah, I mean, wow. Guys, earlier you needed to check out Dawn Went Live debut on her channel, Dawning of a Decade. I'm going to keep talking that up all night. Trying
I'm gonna
to,
catch the replay when I'm getting ready for work tomorrow.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. She went through a really cool 80s mystery box that had a lot of really neat stuff in it, including some Ghostbusters cards, some troll cards. But you gotta actually watch the video to see all the stuff and all the cool cards and everything like that.
That's cool.
Yep, and she's got more content that's going to be coming on the way, which is going to be the other really cool thing is now that she's gone live, I think she's more excited about that next one. So hopefully we'll see some more content before too long. And I was going to mention again that this upcoming Thursday, there actually will not be a Toy Frenzy episode. But if you guys are looking for something to fill that, already we know there's going to be a Animal Warriors of the Kingdom podcast coming out. But if maybe for some reason AWOC isn't your thing, you either haven't watched enough Highly Articulated and Brick yet, or you come check out if you really enjoyed the Legions class recess that we did a couple of weeks ago. Come hang out and join myself and Jesse Arnold from Just Shelve It. We are going to be heading over to Toy Domination this upcoming Thursday. So check out Dom's channel. And we're going to be playing with toys. He is going to be doing his game. And that's going to be really fun and awesome to do. We're going to be using same characters from what I've heard, but we're going to have to do new cards because it's going to be a new game, not a continuation from our last, which is nice.
It looked like a lot of fun.
It really was, man. It especially if you if you're looking for something fun and new and different to do with your toys, that was a really, really great way to play. So apparently the new Zelda game's coming out and Bud's going to be gone for like a month and a half now. And hey, I totally get that, man. When that game comes out that you've been waiting for, you just disappear.
I played the hell out of Breath of the Wild. Did like all the shrines, like 100% of that game. Like,
all right. I need to play more of that myself because Dawn lent me her Switch because she knows I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan. Like between that and Metroid, those are like my top two favorite Nintendo franchises. And then there's
the last Metroid.
No, I have not.
It was good, but I got stuck somewhere and I never got back to it.
I have not played a Metroid since I never played Zero Mission. No, not Zero Mission, because that was the Game Boy Advance one. That one I did play and beat the hell out of. That was the remake of the very first one, but they made it more like Super Metroid. What one was it?
I still remember when I got
the one that was on the Wii.
My dad was mad that I didn't get Rad Racer, so he went out and bought Rad Racer so that he could play Rad Racer.
So you still got both, right?
Because I got Metroid.
Winning.
And then my dad was mad that I didn't get Rad Racer, so he went and got Rad Racer.
Yeah, right there. That's just winning, period. Like, you got the game you wanted, and Rad Racer was a friggin' amazing game, too.
Yeah.
And you got that. That's all good.
My parents are funny with the Nintendo. They would steal it from me at night and stay up all night playing Nintendo.
I don't blame you. Like, blame them at all, because there was a lot of really fun games on there. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, two of my favorite consoles of all time. Sega Genesis was pretty sweet. And, like the earlier stuff like Pong, ColecoVision, Intellivision, and, my old trusty Commodore 64. Like, that was a lot of fun too, but it was just different. It was a lot simplified once you actually had a controller in your hand.
Yeah. I think the original Nintendo and the Super Nintendo games hold up better than a lot of the other games did. Like, I can still go back and play like the original Zelda. I know a lot of people don't like it, but like the second Zelda, I love that game. Like, me and one of my
I
buddies
actually
were talking
like it
the
more
other day.
now. I
Yeah,
enjoy that a lot more now than I did when I was a kid, because it was so different from the first one.
yeah.
Where then,
It was
like,
a lot of fun.
yeah, the Super Nintendo one came out and it like blew my mind because of how much bigger it was than the original Legend of Zelda. Like, it just really felt like this huge, massive, more in-depth game. As an adult going back and playing the second Legend of Zelda, it was just like, holy crap. Like, wait, no, this game was pretty fucking massive for its time. Normally I don't drop that kind of an F bomb, but totally did. Favorite game on Nintendo was River City Ransom. Absolutely. That is Dawn's favorite game, as a matter of fact. She's still kicking the shit out of that game.
Did you ever play the Guardian Legend? That was like one of my favorite. It was like an overworld RPG, but when you would get into like the dungeons, it was a space shooter, and you would find like upgrades to your ship while you're in the overworld. Like, really weird game, super fun.
Kind of like Blaster Master.
Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah,
I
I
preferred it
definitely
to
remember that game too. I didn't remember what it was called, but
or Master Blaster.
well, Master Blaster was, like you're in this little rover vehicle. But yeah, it was
Yeah,
like parts of it were side scrolling. Then you'd go into a dungeon, and it was like this behind the shoulder, kind of like over the top shooter. Um, and yeah, that was like kind of the fun because it was switching up the genre of style of game.
yeah.
And again, you had to upgrade everything. Blaster Master was really cool. They definitely tried to make a for the PlayStation, they tried to make like an updated version of it where they added like a 3D world element into it. It wasn't as good, but it was pretty neat.
Yeah. There's a lot of good games on Nintendo though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it changed the world of electronic gaming for sure. And it opened up so many doors to so many different things. And I love like old arcade style of gaming, like the side scrolling beat 'em ups and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that was always good. Okay. So All Music Fan was talking about NBA Showdown and USA Basketball. Look, may not have been the biggest sports game fan, but was it Blades of Steel or whatever it was on
Played a lot of Blades of
Sega
Steel
Genesis?
and Double
Fantastic.
Dribble. Played a lot of Double Dribble.
NBA Jam? Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
Used to
yeah.
play that game ridiculous amounts of times. So, all right. Not a huge sports guy when it comes to video games. I'm well, unless it's wrestling. I played that shit out of a bunch of wrestling games, and even like some of the older UFC games too. But no, I'm mostly like fantasy stuff when it comes to games, so I don't do as big. Apparently, Jamie is not about them sports life games. She's
I'm not either. I did play quite a bit of some of them, but
NBA Jam was like, I think, one of the best sports games ever made.
it was
Excite
arcadey.
Yeah, it was very arcadey, which is what I think was great about it. Excite Bike for regular Nintendo was another amazing game, and that was a sports game. But you could build
Yeah.
your own track. It was the first game that gave you like that world building kind of level that you could do. So
Yeah.
that was always really cool. But I think NBA Jam came out on the 64 too. It was originally out on like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and stuff, but I think they did a re-release. BMX and skateboarding games, yeah, man. Tony Hawk, that was a lot of fun when that first came out. I remember getting the PlayStation magazine with the demo disc that had the first one where it was like Bucky Lasik, and I was like, I know that guy. I know Bucky.
My favorite thing about Tony Hawk was like I worked in a video game store, So we'd put a character in a half pipe, and we had a bunch of music loaded on the Xbox, and it looked like it was a video game playing, but it was just music we wanted to listen to. Like,
Yep. And that was the best part about it, because you could get away with stuff like that when you had it. I remember for a while we had like when it was the Xbox 360 demo unit, we had the keys to open that. So whenever we got a game we wanted to demo that people could play, we could put it in there. Now the exceptions were you couldn't put like shooting games or mature rated games because a kid could walk in and go up and play it. But yeah, we used to put like all kinds of different games in the Xbox that people could just randomly play. A lot of fun stuff too. Tried to get Brutal Legend in there, but they wouldn't let me keep it. I was like, it's
When
Jack
I
Black.
first-
It's funny.
When I first started working for the video game company, it was super cool. Like, they were like, play all the games, have good knowledge. And then like we got bought out by another company, and then it's like, get your pre-sales up, and blah 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 blah, and just like,
So you got bought by GameStop. Okay, I get it.
well, it was Hollywood Video because I was at the Game Crazy, and then they got
Okay.
bought out by like another company, and it was like it was a really fun place to work for, and like I had good rapport with all the customers, and we actually got commissions on stuff like warranties and like other stuff. But then when it got bought out by the other company, they're like, get your numbers up, and you don't get commissions anymore. And we were one of the best selling stores in the area for a long time too. But
I definitely helped grow a lot of the business at my store. It got, people just came in there and they first off liked having the same face for, 8 years plus. And then the people who worked with me, a lot of them were with me for multiple years, which you didn't see at a lot of GameStops, because especially as you get promoted, they like to move you around. And I don't drive, so they couldn't really move me around. And I just kept getting promoted in my store. But they were really, really, the people who shopped with me were happy about that because they got familiar with me.
yeah, some of my best friends are people I met at the game store. Like they're like our regulars. Like I still talk to a bunch of those people to this day.
Sadly, I don't talk to as many of them as I'd like to. But
Yeah.
mostly that's on me because I don't always reach out.
But life happens,
Yeah. There's still a lot of great, amazing people though that I met through that. Adam's wondering, what's up, kidults? Can you get a recap of the first 3 hours? Well, Thanos showed off his early bird kit from Legends of Dragonora, that amazing, not even like cardboard, it's more like plastic. It's got that high gloss to it.
Yeah, it's very glossy.
But yeah, the Dio set for that's going to be amazing with pictures. I showed some breakdowns of how to break down Mythic Legions. God, that's great. I do see that gloss being a problem while trying to take pictures, though. But I mean, you probably know more than I do.
I'm gonna have to lighting is one of the things I still fight with. Like I move stuff and it's like, not quite. And then I move stuff and like, try a different angle. Like eventually it gets to where I want it, but one of these days I'll know what I'm doing.
See if Emerald Knight has any tips from you. He's always taking pictures of like those extreme sets and stuff with the gloss background. So, I mean, these are quite a bit. That's quite a bit more glossy than even they got.
Extreme sets. The extreme sets are kind of flat. They have like a little bit of gloss to them. But
they do. But that's just because it's print on cardboard. You're always going to have some kind of gloss. We've been all over the place tonight, though. We talked a little bit of AWOC. I was surprised you didn't get summoned when that was mentioned. Because next Thursday there's Purplore from Mythic Legions, one of the best looking figures ever. Brick was gracious enough to show us a bunch of the not a bunch of the videos. It was just 2 that he sent. We got to see Nate Barch's table over at the Mythic meetup on the West Coast. And he even gave us kind of like that small intimate scene, like layout of the whole thing. We did not have any party crashers this week, probably because I didn't just openly post it. So yeah, I mean, it's been pretty fun, pretty real. More of the amazing anti-Eternia sorceress that Thanos is making. I love seeing that. And a man-at-arms, anti-Eternia man-at-arms. That's probably one of my favorite customs of the year right there. Just because it's Kane too, and I love Kane.
Yeah.
So the invocation of Adam failed. I don't think we said AWOC enough in a room with lit candles. But you say it, there's a little incantation you can do, and Adam will appear. And Black Phoenix says the sports ball bores him. There's some good ones out there, but I get it. It's not going to be for everybody.
I never have been a fan of watching sports. Like I used to like to play football and basketball. And my cousins had like a baseball field when we were growing up, so we would play like a lot.
Yeah.
But like watching it,
I definitely love playing football.
Yeah.
It's easier for a bigger guy like me to be able to hit people or not let people move.
Yeah.
So, that's definitely been a thing. My son has been playing. He was playing t-ball last year, which is crazy because, like, he's 7, 8 years old, and like to me, growing up, I remember t-ball being like for little kids, but apparently, like, it goes much longer now. And this year he started playing baseball and he's loving it and enjoying it. And that makes me so happy because I enjoyed baseball at a certain age. I mean, I grew up in Baltimore, so our team is the Orioles, and we had like the Ripken dynasty coming out of the 80s, which was always cool. We had the Iron Man, Cal Ripken. Everybody saw him drinking milk on Wheaties boxes. But then over the years, I got out of baseball. It was definitely more all about football. But look, speaking moistly agrees with you. Playing sports is fun. Watching is boring. I still like watching football on TV. I don't watch
It's just
baseball.
me. I mean, I've never really been into watching it. It's just
I can understand. AWOC. Yep, see? Look, speaking moistly, trying to summon more of Adam. And for your info, first birthday parties run much longer than scheduled. They tend to from the cleanups of smash cakes, in my opinion. I remember Connor's first birthday. Maybe I'll have to find the pictures of it. He had a Minion birthday party, and we gave him a Minion cake, and he looked like a Minion afterwards. He was covered head to foot in yellow from the frosting on that cake. I'll have to pull up the picture sometime, and we'll look at the little Connor. Maybe that'll be on the next Connormon and Ostradamus Toys Live. He gets proper billing on that. Nolan mentioning football as, what again we all call soccer.
it does make sense to call that game football.
It really does, because American football, we do not use our feet a lot. Well, I mean, they run on them, but Ken Griffey Jr. will always have the best swing in baseball. Look, man, I'm not going to fight it because I don't know the stats enough. But you know what? I'll go with that because everybody was talking about Ken Griffey Jr. back then too. And we're not gonna get into this fight about what's football and what's not football. Okay. When Americans say football, we're definitely talking about NFL, our National Football League. But truly, soccer, or what we call soccer, is more played with the feet. The Cowabunga collection. Freaking phenomenal collection of games. It's funny. You say that you're getting your butt kicked in those games, and that definitely happens when you're used to playing more modern games, and then you go back to playing like retro or older games. It's tougher. It's a lot tougher.
Okay.
Brady Anderson. Yeah. Baseball. And we got Go Bucks. Okay. Mike's a Tampa fan. Got you. And Duchess is mentioning that she loves the NFL football. Duchess is a Cowboys fan, I believe. What's this? Cobweb's planning on filming some of his first videos weekend after next. Excellent. That's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait to see it. Canadian football, American football, international football, they're all enjoyable. Agreed. All balls of the foot are enjoyable, except when you get kicked in the balls. I like how I feel like I have to go through and highlight your comments, even though you're sitting right here with me.
It's
Uh,
fine.
Adam watches an unhealthy amount of sports, for sure. That's the thing that can happen. They kick the ball sometimes in American football, so it is football too. Thank you, Speaking Voice. I appreciate that. And Ravens fan, that's right. Baltimore, all the way, Ravens. They did sneak out on us, but see, you moved to where they're at now. So who's really chasing them, though, Carol? I mean,
Yeah,
I
see, this is the
tease.
part of sports I don't get. Like this is my team. Like when people are like, we did this. I'm like, you played in that game? That's pretty impressive.
It's totally there, man. I got the ring and everything. Totally did that. Oh, Mike's going to be doing some lives too. He got his tripod today. Excellent. Cannot wait. I'm loving all these new content creators coming up. And Black Phoenix says, I might film an opening video sometime. Hey, why not? There's no reason not to be making these videos. Get out there and do the lives. Said. All right, now I will say this: these could be considered fighting words around here, but that's only because I'm a Ravens fan. All right, guys. Well, look, I think we're gonna hop off tonight because my chats are gonna be a positive area, and there's a little bit too much negativity going around these sports balls, and I don't do that. We don't do negativity here. This is about happiness and fun and enjoyment of toys. People are allowed to like the teams they like, even if they're bad teams, and that's okay. But everybody, it's been great, and certainly, wait a minute, Allison here popping in was saying, I didn't join tonight because my voice is gone. Spent all morning recording voiceover for videos. Very cool. Excellent. So, can't wait to see when those videos get posted, Allison. And you know what? It's okay if you didn't join. It's not like we're not going to be doing this again next week. So, rest those vocal cords and maybe you can show up then. All right. Yeah, that's right. Kill the negativity, right? We kill it with fire. We hate negativity. Oh, wait. I think I lost the plot somewhere around here.
Something went wrong there.
So wait. Kill it with kindness. Give it a hug. Everybody hug one another. All right, everybody. It's been great. See you all soon. Have a great night.
Later, everybody.
Awkward ending broadcast.